Okay, start streaming. Let me pause my music. I was listening to Adele. I'm in a very Adele vibe these days. Very Adele vibe. Ever since I saw her in Munich. Oh, I can't stop listening to Adele. My goodness me. Okay, let me load everything up so I can actually see people. Also, I'm only 9 minutes late. Normally, I'm a lot later than that. Okay, I'm also gonna mute my phone. I just got an email that I'm live. Thank you for letting me know. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much to the moderation team. Thank you so much for everyone for taking the time to watch the stream tonight. I'm just loading it up right now. Very excited to be live. Very excited to be live. Wow, the chat is going crazy right now. Hello. Yes, there is an... Wait, am I freezing a lot? Am I freezing a lot? I think I'm freezing a lot. Hold on. I'm freezing a lot. So I'm going to... I think I am freezing. Huh. Okay, I think I have it on to... I can't believe no one's acknowledging that I'm freezing. Wait, people are saying I'm not freezing. Wait, why am I freezing on my end? There must just be a lot going on my computer right now because I'm freezing a lot on my thing. I think I am freezing. Oh, I'm surprisingly not, but on my computer I cannot... Anyway. Well, if I ever am, just let me know. The reason for that would be because I have... Oh, I think my computer's just acting up a little bit. Anyways, the reason for that is because I have my settings at a higher standard than what they normally are. But hello, everyone. Thank you so much. Sorry for that little distraction. I'm so glad that I was able to let people know when I was going to be live today because I normally will just go live, and enough people were really upset that I didn't let them know that I did that big live stream. We did like 4 or 5 hours or something like that. And people were so pissed off that I didn't let them know. So I went, I'm going to give y'all a little bit of a heads up. So I gave you like an hour and a half. Audrey, thank you. Yes, that is actually one of our topics today. Where's everyone watching from? Mally Miles said, hungover as hell. So glad that you're live. Well, Mally Miles, let me tell you something. I am so hungover today. I am so goddamn hungover today. And I don't know what I've done, but it hurts to swallow. like it is literally, I am having I feel like I'm swallowing rocks. So I fear I may have some sort of throat infection again. Wow. Hello, everyone. I'm seeing where everyone's watching from. California, Ireland. I love seeing the Ireland ones. New York, Bath in the UK. Silly Goober. Ironically, the H3 call-out made me come back to your channel. Welcome back. Thank you so much for the support the other day after my toxic breakup. Oh, I saw that I pinned your comment. Yeah, congratulations. Congratulations. I did see people have been sending me their dress to impress. It is my dream for someone to make me undress to impress. Like, it is my actual dream, but I just don't know whenever I would ever come into, like, a topic. Also, I really want to learn how to play it, but I don't understand why my ones look so bad and everyone else's look so good. We have a bunch of topics to get to today. I am also going to be opening a White Claw, because for how awful I feel right now, I need, what is it, like, hair of the dog? Is that what they call it? I think. And White Claw is much better than me just having a fucking vodka right now. Because that would be quite possibly the worst thing I think I could do. Thank you, everyone, for the donations. By the way, don't donate. You don't need to. I'm reading every comment, so don't worry. If I don't read it, just comment it a couple times and I'll see it. All right. Okay. So yeah, we have a bunch of topics. I want to get to, there's a big situation going on with Nikocado Avocado, more so than just Nikocado Avocado losing weight. There's actually something really deep there. And Moonchild, thank you so much. I hope you got the postcard. I want to do the Nikocado thing. Oh my god, Charlie, that's really sweet. I'll post some of them. Hey from Belfast, hello. So I want to do Nikocado Avocado. I want to dive into this Ethan situation again because they've addressed it again and uploaded it as a video. Like, literally uploaded it as a video and said, we have to talk about the Adam McIntyre situation. Fuck off. And then I want to get to Trisha talking about Taddy, which I promised I was going to do in the last episode. I also want to get to... Hold on, I have so much loaded up. Oh, Tana has been exposed for being an alleged pimp even further, which I'm going to get to. There's a lot of topics that I want to get to today, but that's why I started a little bit earlier than what we normally do, and that is why I have a little bit of a White Claw here to keep me going through this hangover. Also, do we love... I have always wanted the pumpkin kitty Build-A-Bear, like the small one, right? And it's from way back in the day. Like, from way back in the day, I literally mean like 2008 or something like that. I've always wanted it, and they've just restocked it, but like this big version of it, and I saw it and immediately was like, I need her. So I think she's going to be taking permanent residency right here beside me for a little bit. She does sleep in the bed with me and the dogs at night, and Dolly loves cuddling with her, so she's going to be rotating between here and the bedroom, but I think that's okay. What is a pimp? We will get to that, don't you worry. What is her name? She currently doesn't have one. People are saying that they'll smoke a bowl for me. I appreciate it. You know what I'm never going to do again? Do that before a live stream. Oh my god, I spent like 10 minutes on the last one talking about Taddy Westbrook's name. Can't do that again. Yesterday was your birthday and you're hungover. Well, I hope that means you had a great night. And also saw that someone commented on the Muckers, or the McIntyre's Dump Instagram page that it was their birthday today. Happy birthday. Also, oh, that was you? Also, this is like really random, but we're not going to be talking about the upcoming tour, that I'm doing, except for this one thing, which is I kind of need help naming it. So, get those creative juices flowing, please. Jibby, hi. I literally saw the notification. Hope you're doing well. Show that Ethan said. We'll get to that. I appreciate that. My first super chat. By the way, guys, whenever I start getting to topics and stuff, I'm not going to read out super chats just as a way that people don't feel that they have to donate. I appreciate it, but this is not that kind of stream. I appreciate it nonetheless, but just to kind of give you a heads up, whenever I'm doing the video portions, I'm not going to read them out just because I don't want to encourage that that's the only way that I'll read out your shit. But, Mila, thank you so much. Over 50 Build-A-Bears. My goodness. Birthday September 17th. The lore tour. See, I feel like Mucker's tour is like so predictable. Adam McIntyre is crazy. Sorry, I'm dumbfounded by these names that you're all suggesting. Okay, people really want Mucker in it. All right, let's get into the first topic. I'm trying to think on which one I want to do first. I'm going to have no running order other than whenever I'm like, I want to do this one. No. Which one do I want to start with? I think I want to start with the Tana Mongeau one, if I'm being honest with you. If we're on board for that. And I'm just going to tick them off as we go. Tick them off as we go, love. What flavor is this? Mango. Wow, I don't know what I did last night. It's literally like swallowing rocks. My God, I didn't throw up. Like, where you would have that feeling. My God, we are not calling it the toxic gossip tour. As funny as that is, we will not be calling it that. All right, let's get to the first Tana story, or well, the only Tana story, but the first story of the video. I'm not calling it the toxic gossip tour. That's deranged. Talia, I'll see you later. Oh my God, welcome to your first live. I feel like I have some sort of infection, yeah. Brittle. Brittle. Did I snog someone? Not even. Not even. Not even. I know, like, everything you would think. I didn't smoke last night. I didn't kiss anyone last night. I didn't throw up last night. Like, I'm like, maybe I'm just getting sick again. All right, let's get into the first topic. Just name it Hi. No. Muckerwood. Like Dollywood, that's funny. All right. I want to get into the first topic, which is something that we've kind of covered a little bit before, but we're diving more into it. So we talked about Tana's Angels, Tana Mongeau's agency that she's with, where they kind of bring on, you know, these girls to do OF, and Tana kind of will take a profit of it, or whatever it was, right? And now my video title was, is Tana Mongeau running an MLM or something like that? And people were like, this is more so like Tana Mongeau being a pimp than Tana Mongeau being an MLM. Well, let me tell you something. There was no way in hell that YouTube were accepting that video if I titled it, Is Tana Mongeau a Pimp? Which is the reason that I got around it, was saying MLM. But obviously, it can be so open to interpretation. She has been called out for this very recently. And we did a really big deep dive on Reddit about it, which was, basically detailing this agency and the really weird things that they've been doing, and also just Tana's attitude towards people doing OF. And obviously we know that Tana Mongeau has OF, and it's a big money stream for her. And we've seen that Tana Mongeau loves promoting doing OF, and kind of that she'll be your mentor. And so she worked with Unruly Management, I think is what they're called, to do, Tana's Angels. And this really came to a head when Alyssa Violet had exposed text messages with Tana Mongeau that were literally showing that Tana Mongeau was like, you need to do OnlyFans, you'll get such a bag out of this, all this different, like she was really, really, really trying to get Alyssa to do OF, which is ironic because she said that Alyssa was basically begging her that she wants to do OF. So obviously we went through the detailed rundown of it. There's now this video which is going viral. Like, I mean very, very, very viral on social media, of someone speaking up about Tana's Angels and Tana Mongeau being an alleged pimp. And also, what hasn't helped is Tana Mongeau, I think, has been in Vegas the last weekend, and she has been posting videos with younger girls. And she's like, I love them so much. I love them so much. And everyone is basically saying that this is not really a great look for Tana Mongeau to be posting these videos with all these young girls, when the story right now is that Tana Mongeau is like bringing on and a little bit exploiting young girls. So let's get to this, shall we? Oh, I hear myself. I need to pause that. Pause. All right, let's get to this. So again, viral. I actually want to tell you how many views this has. 3.8 million views and over 500,000, 500,000 likes. 500,000 likes. So Tana Mongeau ignoring this is really funny, because you know that Tana Mongeau engages with any video about her, of her, that will do moderately well. And she's ignoring a video that has 3 million views. Let's get to it.
Tana's like, oh, it's called Tana's Angels. Tana, you're a pimp. You're a fucking pimp. Fuck you. I'm gonna talk more about my job because I think a lot of people are interested in it, and a lot of people don't know the ins and outs of what the fuck someone does whenever they say that they have an adult account, right?
Oh my god, I completely forgot. Someone was like, MLM also means like male loving males as well. I completely forgot about that.
Pretty much every single fucking girl on here who make more than like 5K a month have management companies. Do you want to know why? Management companies don't go to girls with not a lot of followers, not a lot of money, and great potential. No, they go to the girls who are already making fucking bank. Why? Because it's working and they want a piece of the fucking pie. These are pimps. They are not management companies, okay? this is like a form, it's like a form of like dry trafficking almost, because it's like, hey, we're gonna own all of your content and we're gonna post it wherever the fuck we want. And that's it. And then they get some guy from like Brickell, Miami to do the chatting, or some guy from fucking Venezuela to do the chatting, and they pay him.
Also, really want to clarify that the reason that OF has been so successful is that it's kind of modernized being able to do, you know, that kind of work. It's cut out, for the most part, the middleman. You know, you're no longer being hired for shoots, or you're no longer being hired to take photos. Like, you can do it yourself. And obviously, OF take a percentage, I'm sure. I know for a fact they do, actually. I think it might be like 20% or something. I don't know. Don't quote me on that. But I know they take a percentage. But anyway, it's cut out this management. So Tana Mongeau and this company working together to bring back management in OF whenever it wasn't really there in the first place is literally just trying to take other people's success and money and get a slice of the pie. And it's so fucked up to use your I'm going to quote Taddy here, your fame, your power, your money, you know, to take from others and make people feel so excited to work with Tana Mongeau, who her main audience is these young girls, and kind of pandering towards them. They're so excited to say they work with Tana, have a relationship. And in the long run, it's literally just Tana and the company trying to take your money or get a slice of the pie, like I previously said. And what's so frustrating about that is Tana's already fucking rich. Like, Tana is so rich. It's like, when is enough enough? Anyways, let's get back to this.
Pay him like $3 an hour? Guys, this is the most fucked up industry. I want to do a whole like YouTube video on it, because it's just, anyway, fuck a management company, okay? I had a friend who was doing it, looked into it a little bit, because I didn't want to do the chatting, okay? It's kind of traumatizing sometimes. There are some freaks who are like sick in the head. Not majority of them, but like the few freaks, they fuck you up, right? So, I was like, oh, that'd be cool to not do the chatting anymore, right? So hire this management company. And they're like, hey, so all the money's going to go to us first, and then we're going to pay you. I said, I said, what? Are you fucking on crack? That's my money. I'll pay you because you're a service. You don't pay me. I'm not your employee. You know, I was like, we did it for like 2 weeks. I broke the contract. I was like, no. Fuck this shit. Fuck this shit. And then that's another thing. They create like this like contract that's totally not binding, and it has all this like legal jargon. And so all these women who are like 19 and are making all this fucking money, like all these predators, right? I had a friend who got locked into this contract. She was fucking freaking out. She's like, I'm gonna have to make this content for a year. That's the thing. Some of these guys, like these contracts say, like, I will own you and your content for a duration of an entire fucking year, right? What? That's not how that works. But these women don't know that. So when my friend showed me this contract, I fucking laughed.
And also, think on how scary contracts are when you're new in the industry. And for someone to take advantage of the fact that you don't really know how to read a contract as well, and hides under the gauge of, you know, binding and NDAs and stuff, it's just causing problems for no reason.
After her, I was like, they contradicted themselves 5 times in this fucking contract. Automatically not viable. Break it immediately. How do I break the contract? Just tell them you're done. Tell them it's not a fucking legitimate contract and you're breaking it. Done! She did. And they went, oh, okay. These are just like little boys.
Violet, I'm so sorry for your loss. I'm just reading the chat right now, and I saw that Violet said, oh shit, I lost it. That they lost their grandma this morning, and that they need a little pick-me-up. I mean, no wonder. Sending you so much love to you and your loved ones through this time period. Sending love, sending love, sending love.
You know, it's like this account, this was created so that women had a little more autonomy in an industry that we've basically like never had full autonomy in. And then what? Who's getting into it? The men. Oh, and then Tana Mongeau is in this, dude. She's fucking DMing us on Instagram. Who else? Austin McBroom.
Now, this is something as well. I saw a lot of people in chat were referencing Austin McBroom, who also has been accused of doing this. And it's just like these people will use their fame to make people think they have to work with them or that it should be a blessing to work with them, when in the long run, they're just being exploited.
DM'd me! Little pump! DM'd me! Like, this is predatory, and and Tana's like, oh, it's called Tana's Angels. Tana, you're a pimp. You're a fucking pimp. Fuck you. Let women have their own fucking money. Jesus. I never explained what I'm doing today. It's a Monday morning, so I'll be responding to emails. Second thing, I'm creating a content list. Then I'm going to plan this week's content. Then I'm going to create two videos in two different little outfits. Cutie. Edit, plan, post. And then tomorrow I'll do the same thing. And then the same thing. And then the same thing. And then the same thing. Yep, that's it. It's almost like it's not that hard. Yes, it's hard, don't get me wrong, but it's like, why are we getting management in
All right, and there's a follow-up one as well, because what's really great about this video is that this is normalizing that what Tana and these companies are doing is not good. And someone responded and was like, you know, you're saving girls with this and saving people with this by raising awareness and breaking the mold of talking about this. It's important. It's really important to talk about this. Yeah, please like the stream. Please like the video, guys. It really helps. I appreciate it.
The thing is, there are some of these influencers, and by the way, I haven't even talked about the entire cast of fucking Too Hot to Handle in my motherfucking Harry Jowsey! Harry, he's in this shit too, guys. Like, all these influencers are in it, and nobody knows, and they are making money off these women. And then you go to, but you say, wait, but Tana, she has her own OF. Wait, but she has her own, so, like, she gets it. Oh, yeah, I'm subscribed to her. If you saw the text with Alyssa Violet, literally Tana goes, oh yeah, I just like don't post anything and then like say I do, and then like people get it. People get it because you're in your bag. This is fucking work. This is not a fucking grift. This sticks with you forever. It sticks on your name forever. It's stuck with you forever. Your family will see it. Your friends will see it. You are changed for the rest of your life after you get into this industry. And then people just think it's like this cute, oh yeah, I wanted to get into that. Why do you think I don't fucking talk about it? It's because like this is a life-changing industry. Yes, it can be positive, but it can also be fucking negative. I had a friend that was interested in getting into it. Someone kidnapped her, drugged her. She was kept in a fucking house full of women for a month, dry trafficked, that's called. Forced to create content against your will. What's different about these management companies? Because you're locked in a contract for an entire year, and they say if you don't make content for them, if you ever want to get out of the industry, they will sue you. How is this legal? There are no laws to protect us. Okay, so when Tana is like texting Alyssa Violet being like, get in your bag, it's because she will get in her bag. When you already have an account on, which this is why I think Tana even has an account on when you have an account and you give someone your referral code, You now make, what is it? 5%. 5%. Shout out to the H3 fans. So every time Tana texts one of her fucking friends who are not in S work and tell them, get in your bag, she wants to get in her fucking bag.
Sorry, I was trying not to pause that because I just wanted to let that play. Something really important to note is, yeah, in these contracts, it can literally state that you have to make content and you have to do this. And then who's profiting off of it? Tana and these companies. And how is that different from sitting someone down and forcing them to make content? I mean, it's just over a contract.
Bag, bro. She wants 5% of whatever the fuck that girl's gonna make. This is so fucked up. Did I mention Harry Jowsey?
Harry Jowsey is an interesting one. Now, if you do not know who Harry Jowsey is, I assume most of you in this kind of sphere will know who he is. He really annoys me. Really, really, really annoys me. And he's one of those people that, like, I really haven't had a reason to dislike him until this moment. So I'm, like, really happy that I now, like, have a proper reason for not liking him. There's people like that in your life, you know. Let's call a spade a spade. Oh my God, wait. Oh, I wanted to address this. See how that just, like, rolled off my, like, calling it. I don't want to repeat it, but I'll just repeat it again just for the sake of showing you what I was told. Saying, oh, call a spade has been something that, like, has been in my, like, vocabulary for a very, very, very long time. I remember, like, it came from, like, my teacher saying, you know, that, and it was only recently that someone commented on my video, and I've been making such an effort not to say it. It's the first time I've said it in a while. Someone commented on my video and said that stems from racism. And I'm repeating it here because I'd read their comment and I'd been, like, making it such a thing to, like, not say it anymore. But I wanted to repeat that here in case that is something that other people have, like, grown up saying and they still say it. That, yeah, I've figured out that stems from racism. So I just caught myself there saying it and I was like, oh, I want to take this moment to, like, say that I recently found that out. So yeah, in case any of you didn't know as well, I was really shocked when I found that out. And someone had commented it. Let me pull this up. I had the comment. Damn it. I was trying to find it. I had saved the comment somewhere. Damn. But anyways, if anyone else knows anything about that, please, like, let me know and, like, educate me on that, because I've said that a lot. And I wish I had the comment because it described it. And then whenever I Googled, I was struggling to find what they were referring to. However, the comment was so detailed that, like, I've just made it a thing in my life now where I'm like, okay, I'm not going to ever say that again because, like, someone, like, educated me in the comment section. So the reason I'm saying it now is because I'm like, does anyone know any more about that? I can't find the original comment, but whenever I Google it, I can't find it, like, what the person said. So please let me know. So spade was a racial... how do you pronounce that word? I don't know how to pronounce this word. Hold on.
Epithet.
So spade was a racial... where'd it go? Epithet for black people in, like, the 1800s, early 1900s. The phrase call a spade has a different origin, but the two can be conflated easily. Okay, so it's not related. Spade was a slang term and then a derogatory slur for a black person in the 1920s. Okay. Thank you, Hecking Heck. Love that username. I'm just reading this here. Yeah. So, anyways, just wanted to clarify that I have said that a lot in videos, and I genuinely did not know. And now I do know. And I'd be making it a thing to not say it, but I caught myself saying it there, and I was like, oh, I wanted to bring that up. And I'm aware that people are saying that it's stemming from Greek origin. But I am still trying to make it a thing of not saying it because, I mean, someone was upset at the usage of it. And whenever I read their comment in full, it was a long comment, I was like, oh, wow, I didn't think that. Or I didn't know that, I mean. So, yeah, the more you know, the more you know. And I'm glad I know now. Anyways, this is Harry Jowsey. And he really irritates me. Like, irritates the fuck out of me. I just find him really annoying, if I'm being completely fucking honest. And he's in this too. He's in this too. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? So I'm like glad that like it isn't just Tana that's being called out for this, because people need to know who is involved in this. So when they go on Instagram, you know, they go on their little phone and they see, oh my God, I got a message from Tana Mongeau! Or I got a message from Harry Jowsey, that it's not an exciting thing, and they're actually just trying to fucking use you. Do you like my wallpaper? It's Felix. Love. So anyways.
Did I mention all the too hot to handle bitches? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make a fucking YouTube video about this, and I'm gonna go through my fucking DMs, and I'm gonna text all my girls, and I'm gonna see all of the fucking famous people in their fucking DMs who are being predatory against all these young women. Young women. These are women that are under the age of 25. Ages 18 to 25, dude. Oh, Huh?
What just happened? How did I get out of this? Wait, how did I do that? I have just gotten rid of everything on my screen. Hello? I don't know how I did that. Hello? Get me out of here. Wait, guys, what did I press to like... I'm not kidding. I've like... What button did I press on Windows to like... I've made it full screen, but I can't get rid of it with like pressing a button. What did I press? What button did I press? Command Shift T. See, now I'm scared someone's gonna tell me something that like fucks up my computer. Hello? Hello? Maybe I'll just press random buttons. Maybe I shouldn't do that. Hello? Get me out of here! F11. I love you guys. You're so clever. You're so clever. All right, let's finish this. Wow, what a mess. You're so clever.
This is so fucked up. Did I mention Harry Jowsey? Did I mention Harry Jowsey? Did I mention all the too hot to handle bitches? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna make a fucking YouTube...
And it's so important to educate people.
And I'm gonna go through my fucking DMs, and I'm gonna text all my girls, and I'm gonna see all of the fucking famous people in their fucking DMs who are being predatory against all these young women. Young women. These are women that are under the age of 25. Ages 18 to 25, dude. Oh, I fucking hope you rot in hell, Tana Mongeau. I fucking... And the thing is, there are some...
And also... Like we heard, this is coming from a creator that is on OF. So it's important to also not only talk about this, but hear from people who are in the same industry. So I just think it's so ironic. I wonder if I could even pull up, I don't know if it was an Instagram story or what that Tana Mongeau did, but featuring like these young girls and like, I love Vegas so much. I love Vegas so much. And it's like, you're literally being called out right now for like using young women and trying to exploit them. All right. Oh, it's on TikTok. The caption is, "Only hot girls love me." Her in Vegas. And the top comment, "This video's not helping what's brewing right now, Tana." So it's just ironic, and it's disgusting, and the fact that she'll never address it because she's making so much money off this is fucking gross, and people should continue to talk about this. People should continue to call her out for it. People should continue to call anyone that is exploiting other people out, and that's exactly what's happening here. So is Tana Mongeau pimping people out? I guess you could say that. It sucks. It really, really, really sucks. And it's really frustrating that no one, and I mean no one, is calling her out for this. Like, no one is calling her out for this. Crickets. Her friends on YouTube, no one's talking about it. Mainstream media aren't talking about it. They're talking about this concept, but they're not directly calling out that she does this. And it's fucking disgusting. So interact with that creator's profile. Interact with those videos. Continue talking about it, because it's disgusting and it needs to be called out. And fuck her for doing that. And we'll leave it there. All right, everyone. Topic number one. All right. Wow, I have so much I want to get to. Oh my God. Jump scare. All right, let me close this. All right. Oh my God, I have so many topics I want to get to. How's everyone doing? Yeah, please like the stream, everyone. I would appreciate it. A bunch of lazy bastards in the chat tonight. 4.3 thousand people and only 1,000 likes. Oh, but whenever I need you to help my keyboard, you... I'm kidding. Yeah, just the fact that Tana is also really, really, really... Also, the H3 sub removes any talk about Tana negatively. Oh, so they can censor on there. Oh, okay. The H3 subreddit can censor hate? Oh, see, I thought they couldn't. Oh. Wow, that's crazy. Not friends with Tana. Of course I'm not. All right. So next I want to get to... Oh, I really want to get to this Nikocado thing. I will next do the Nikocado thing because I think it's quite crazy. I think we'll do Nikocado and then we'll talk about Ethan and go from there. I keep getting tangled. Ugh. Oh my God, wait. Does anyone know this singer, by the way? When I tell you, like, I am obsessed. And I don't know how I find this music. Barbara Lewis. Who is that? I didn't know until, like, last week. I cannot stop listening to this woman's music. Hello, Stranger. Baby, I'm Yours. Make Me Belong to You. Like, literally, these are just bangers after bangers. And the album's long. It's like a fucking Taylor Swift album. Ooh. Whoever this woman is, I'm a fan. Barbara Lewis. Hope you're doing well, babe. Hope you're doing well. Love the songs. Yes, this is live. I'm still trying to process the Tana thing. Yeah, it's fucking disgusting. Oh, wait, people... I'm actually scared for you. Please stop with Ethan. Fuck that. Why is he allowed to talk about me, but I'm not allowed to talk about him? And he has 10 times the audience size I do. You can fuck off. Not you, him. And also, unlike other people that they've done this shit to, it doesn't make me want to stop talking about it. You know, they may have been able to, you know, take other creators to not talk about them again or whatever like that. Fuck that. And also, if they're going to upload, like, podcast highlights about me and stuff like that, please. So, anyways, I want to get to the Nikocado thing. All right. I'm actually very excited for this because it's fucking psychotic. All right. Okay. Perfect. Are we ready? Are we ready, yo? My baby. All right. Okay, next I want to get to what is going on with Nikocado Avocado right now. Also, I just want to quickly say that his video is at like 27 million views. Do you know how much money he has made off of this? And the video is like 25 minutes long. Like, Nikocado has made hundreds, if I had to guess, hundreds of thousands of dollars off of this saga already. It's crazy. Anyways, he's getting called out because and he should be, actually. So, Nikocado had drama with Stephanie Sue 4 years ago, and it was a really big thing. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. I was not a part of this. I do not know what went on there. So I'm excited to dive in. Guys, let's keep the chat nice about Olivia. All love to Olivia, and she did reach out to me like 2 days ago. So I appreciate that. So anyway, there was a big drama with Stephanie. Is it Sue or Sue? Sue? I'm going to guess Sue. And the videos were insanely big. 16 million and 7.7 million. And then he made a response, 3.9. The majority of people, from what I am aware of, were on Stephanie's side because her video was getting 16 million views and his only got 3 million. And again, saying only 3 million is, you know, crazy thing to say, but when the other video about you is at 16 million, like, you're being ratioed. So, in Nikocado's new video, the start of it is very significant. The first minute is incredibly significant, and here's why. So, obviously, this person, Aaron, had tweeted and said, y'all are not about to wipe everything away just because Nikocado got skinny. And it was these two videos. Now, what's even weirder is that Nikocado opened the video for the first minute with this panda mask, right? This panda mask. And who uses a panda mask to, you know, have online privacy? Stephanie's husband uses a panda mask. So someone had said, context for anyone wondering. This is Stephanie's literal husband. He wears this mask for videos because he prefers privacy online despite dating a large creator. The same privacy breached by leaking pictures of her home security setup 4 years ago. And this is from 4 years ago. This is the last time I'll address this situation. He posted my security monitor on his video and mentioned specific location information about my house on another one. Due to this, I have obtained attorneys to handle this matter going forward. So, literally, the opening of his video is a direct fuck you to Stephanie, which is crazy that he's like holding on to this 4-year beef for his big moment. Like, Nikocado Avocado is going the most viral he's ever gone right now, and he's using that opportunity to shit on Stephanie Sue. So, we're going to watch this first. It's literally less than a minute he wears the mask for. And it's the most creepy part of the video anyway. But knowing what we know now, it just makes it really weird. It makes it really weird. And scary.
2 steps ahead. 2 steps ahead. I am always 2 steps ahead. This has been the greatest social experiment for my entire life. It's alluring, it's compelling, it's gripping to observe all these
Like, I didn't know the lore, and I just thought this was a weird intro, but now I'm like, oh, you're actually scary.
Disoriented beings roam the internet in search of stories, ideas, rivalries, where they feel encouraged and engaged, where they involve themselves with the stories and become a product of influence. thirsty for a distraction from time unspent, spoiling their minds, yet
Again, I said this in my first video. This is just theater kid to me and really pisses me off.
hitting them at the same time.
Speaking as someone who was a theater kid as well.
It's brilliant. And it's dangerous. I feel as if I'm monitoring ants on an ant farm. One follows another, follows another, follows another. It's mesmerizing. It's spellbinding. All these little consumers, all of these lost and bored people. People consuming anything that they're told to consume. So I am the villain.
Trixie! So, anyways, this has just elevated this so much more. What is his end game here? And why is he doing this? And what is going on? Like, this tweet has over 100,000 likes. Like, people, now that they've seen it, are like, whoa, what the fuck? Like, why is he using this opportunity? If you were not here a second ago, this is the mask, the panda mask, not the exact one, but obviously a panda mask, that Stephanie's husband uses to protect his privacy online. And this is the opening of Nikocado's big moment. Weird. Weird. Really weird. So, what I wanted to do to kind of refresh everyone's memory and also go into mine for the first time is watch this video from Stephanie where she is exposing Nikocado Avocado, because this is really fucked up behavior that Nikocado has done, and he deserves to be called out for it, and not just under this distraction of Nikocado Avocado's skinny, and that being able to dismiss any behavior that he's doing. Like, he's getting away with so much right now because people are shocked, which I understand. People are saying it looks like the exact same mask. So is Stephanie still with this person? Is her husband, right? Are they still together? Not that it matters at all. It doesn't matter at all. So I want to refresh everyone's memory, like I said, and I want to go through this because Nikocado Avocado, just because he's skinny right now, will not allow everyone to completely rewrite the narrative on him. So, let's do it. Let's do it. So they're still married.
Hopefully you can trust me now.
I do.
Yeah, you do?
Yeah, I do.
Good. Whole Me Too movement.
Hashtag me too. Hi. So I haven't really posted on this channel in the past couple of days or my other channel, and I'm alive. The FBI didn't get me. I know some of you guys are worried, but I just kind of want to talk to you guys about what's been happening the past couple of days, because a lot has happened and it's been really stressful. The past couple of days have been filled with just a lot of manipulation, in particular manipulating my own words against me to make me do things that I don't want to do and I don't feel comfortable doing, and a lot of Nikocado Avocado using his platform.
And also, from my understanding, the same way that Tati was seemingly unproblematic when, you know, she got called out for, you know, doing the bi sister thing where she had a lot of trust. Stephanie's the same, where I do know that people really like her, and that she's a liked figure. So this is why I think a lot of people rallied behind her as well.
To threaten me and to bully me. At this point, my home safety.
Someone commented and said, never forget as well that he pooped on Trisha's couch. I saw a lot of comments about that. What the hell's going on there? What the hell's going on there? I did see that Trisha had posted being like, I would love to have Nikocado on the podcast. And I'm like, wow, she really never misses a beat, doesn't she not?
Is kind of in question, so normally I wouldn't talk about stuff like this or make a video on it. I've been pretty vocal that a lot of things can just be solved offline, but because of how how extreme things have gotten recently, I just want to share my side. I feel like I've been manipulated by fear that I can't say no to him. I just want to take back my power to say no. Not feel like someone's holding this thing over me and threatening me. I feel like in normal circumstances, I probably wouldn't share private text messages or private DMs, but because of his constant, just over and over again, twisting my words, I just feel like it's necessary, and I'm only going to be using conversations that have to do with this matter of my safety, my security, and the way that he's been threatening me. Before I get started into sharing everything that's happened,
Okay, enough people are commenting that he shit on Trisha's couch. Huh. Okay.
I just want to read to you guys some definitions because...
Well, Trisha wants him on the Just Trish so he can shit on that pink sofa too.
I feel like I didn't know what was happening to me. And I wish I had known what the true definition of these things were, because I feel like, I don't know, maybe I could have prevented it. Maybe I could have stood up to him. Maybe I could have said no. Maybe it wouldn't have gotten this far if I knew what was happening. So mental manipulation is when people seek to exploit things that are the foundation of relationships, such as trust, understanding, and mutual respect, in order to benefit themselves in some way.
I saw that Christina commented and said the intro is from an old video he did. I did see that as well, and I think I have it right here.
2 steps ahead. I am always 2 steps ahead. This has been the greatest social experiment I've come to know. Certainly the greatest social experiment of my entire life.
Was shitting himself part of the social experiment too? Was posting his hole on timeline that I had to see so often during that time period part of the social experiment too?
It's alluring. It's compelling. It's gripping. To bear witness, to observe all these unwell, unbalanced, disoriented beings roam the internet in search of stories, in search of ideas, of conflict, of rivalries, where people develop a distinctive desire for direct engagement, where people feel involved with the stories and therefore become product of influence, thirsty for distraction from time unspent, from lackluster lifestyles, spoiling their minds while stimulating them at the exact same time. It's brilliant, but it's also dangerous. It's dangerous.
His hair looks like a clip-on Lego piece.
I feel as if my life has been positioned to where I'm monitoring ants on an ant farm.
Oh, we got this ant bullshit fucking 2 years ago as well.
One follows another, follows another, follows another. It's mesmerizing. It's enthralling. It's spellbinding. Just look at all these consumers. All of these lost and bored.
Jesus, if I have to watch this one more time, I think I could repeat it word for word as well. Holy fuck. It's catchy.
Consuming anything that they're told to consume. I am the villain. I make myself one. And people will consume these stories year after year after year. Stories that shock, that confuse, stories that are deliberately made to blur the boundaries between fact and fiction. Stories that permeate, infect, and linger in the minds of the ants.
Gabby Hanna as poetry.
Influence the ants. Brainwash the ants. You are the ant. I woke up this morning to money deposited into my account for simply not doing something. For simply not going through with something. People are the most fucked up creatures on this planet. And you will continue to consume. And I'll continue to be 2 steps ahead. Today, I thought it would be a splendid idea to go out and get some food and film it for you. Gee, are you surprised?
Okay, and then he goes into the new video. Look.
The story. Are you not paying attention? After all, you're here to consume, are you not?
And then it goes into the new video. What a fucking loser. Anyways.
Easy ways that you can spot manipulation in terms of emotionally and mentally is, for one, they use your words against you to make you do something you don't want to do. 2 is that...
Can I also just say that, like, people online have been acting like he's, like, the biggest genius of all time. Like, people have been like, wow, you know, this is really the craziest social experiment of all time. And I'm like, okay, what is? That Nikocado Avocado would eat copious amounts of food, gain a lot of weight, and then lost it all? Okay. Like, okay. I don't really know how to respond to that.
That they don't really care for how you're feeling. 3 is that they make you feel guilty or ashamed. I'm gonna leave some articles and videos in the description because those help me a lot. Maybe you might be experiencing something like it, so I'm just gonna leave those linked below. So going back to the story, I feel like the story happened a year ago, which it happened with Shipbug and Veronica Wang, and I never thought I'd be talking about this online, but here I am. That was kind of when Nick and I had our first interactions on a personal level through Instagram DMs. We spoke about what happened. From his side, it was more of him trying to clarify how I was involved or if I was involved, and also he wanted me to make a video on my side of the story. I told him that I wasn't involved. I don't think I need to make a video. It was just back and forth with that. Not too long after, he asked me if I wanted to collab with him. I remember specifically being transparent with him and letting him know I don't want to collab just because I feel like the drama is too fresh. I feel like me being in a video with him would just stir things up again, and so for all those reasons, I was transparent and I said no. From then, we still didn't really have much communication up until August. He came to Los Angeles and he had asked if I wanted to collab, and for other reasons, I turned him down. Now, at this point, I was like, you know, I still feel like I want to...
Damn, everyone was turning Nikocado down for collabs. Trisha and Stephanie. Oof, rough year.
You know, he's in LA.
But social experiment.
I turned down 2 collabs, like, what's me? So I had set up this dinner with me, Zach, and Nick at Hot Pot. Honestly, immediately going in, I was nervous. I definitely had a guard up because I was like, oh, anytime we've talked before, he's just been asking nonstop about Veronica. And so I even went in with this gift of like a bottle of champagne and these macaroons because I wanted him to know that like, hey, I didn't say no to you in your collabs because I don't like you, you know? And so immediately when I met him, I could probably say that I was kind of taken aback by how comfortable he was. He just kept saying, like, yeah, that's online. You can trust me.
Hopefully you can trust me now.
I do.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I do.
Good.
Like, I'm not gonna say whatever you say online, that's online. And so I just felt like, oh, like, that makes sense. He even opened up to me first, which made me feel really good. I felt like, oh, wow, he trusts me. And so I started opening up, and obviously the conversation did lead to Shipbug and Veronica. And I feel like in any other situation, I would never want to put this online.
So here's Shipbug and Veronica. Here's Shipbug and Veronica. Oh my god. This chat is so confusing. Do you know whenever I played this at normal volume, everyone was like, you need to speed this up, and I've sped it up, and people are like, normal volume. So here are those other two. Because I know that Zach, I think it is like another mukbanger. Oh, they're just other mukbangers. Okay. So he was just like shit-talking the other mukbangers. Okay. There's so much lore in the mukbang community. Oh my god.
That he's kind of holding over my head right now, kind of twisting my words. I just want to share with you some things that I shared with him, and it has nothing to do with shukbang. And it is also another reason why I never made a video about this.
Oh, shukbang. I think I said shitbang. My bad.
Veronica and I have a very interesting relationship. She mentioned me in a video when I was so small, and she gave me a shout out, so that's kind of where our relationship started. And I just remember feeling like, oh my gosh, she gave me a shout out, and I just replayed that part where she said my name over and over again. I was like, oh my gosh. And she was always so encouraging. She always told me, you know, you're doing amazing, like, don't give up, like, you're doing great, sweetie. I'm just kidding. And even though all that happened, when we first met in LA, when we filmed all of our collabs, that was the first time we met in person. And I can say that we have very different personalities. We have, let me tell you, so the things I told him, because I feel like I don't want them to get twisted, but she was dyeing her hair pink at the time. And that pink hair almost killed me. That pink hair almost killed me. I was driving around town, like we were picking up hair dye. She canceled on a video because she wanted to dye her hair again. It was a lot. And these are things that I, like even now I'm like thinking, I was like, wow, that was annoying.
Not shitbang is what he did on Trisha's sofa.
And I'm sure she has things that she finds so annoying about me. But none of them had to do with shukbang. None of them would clarify anything about shukbang. It was just me and Veronica have weird personalities that maybe didn't match perfectly. I shared these little frustrations with him. It's nothing I would share online because I know how the internet works. I'm not going to go and share every little frustration or annoyance that I have with every person. There was that conversation, and then a lot of it really was him opening up to me about his home life and Orland's tomatoes. We stayed at Hot Pot till 2 in the morning. We got kicked out like rebels. And at this point, we had been there for hours, and he had made me feel so comfortable, so comfortable. And like I could trust him, like he understood me. I ended up opening up about something that I don't even talk about on YouTube anymore. If you guys have been with me since the beginning, some of you may know, but I was sexually assaulted in my own home. It was somebody that I had to let into my home, and then they took away my power to say no, and it's kind of just shattered any sort of security that I felt at home prior. And then after that, I left with a very warm feeling of just, hey, he's nice. We started continuing our friendship through text, and there's not much in there. It's just like regular personal life stuff, but some of the stuff that kind of have to do with what's happened is in October, he asked me, are you happy with your home? I low-key want that security system. And I told him that I was very happy. And then he texted me back that night saying, yeah, what's the name of your fancy security system? I'd like to research it. Ha ha ha. And at this point, I disclosed which security system I had. But I also kind of told him like why I liked it. At this point, I felt like he was a friend and I wanted to give him whatever help he needed in terms of security. And then November 1st, he texted me asking if I was doing like this TV interview that was supposed to be about mukbang, and they had to reach out to me, and so I told him, hey, I was approached, but I turned it down. Are you doing it? And he said, I turned it down today too. Too invasive of my home and potential safety issue. And the neighbors would have a field day with the camera crew trucks outside. And then he said, but yeah, I didn't know what level paranoid I was at, so I feel better knowing I'm not alone, LOL. Like this moment, I really feel like cemented our friendship because I felt like there was this one common ground that we shared. There was this one thing that I feel like everyone's a little paranoid, but I feel like to the level where you are very paranoid about feeling safe and where most people feel the most safe. And he was telling me like, hey, you're not crazy. I thought I was crazy. We both feel the same way about it. And so it just really made me feel like we have this thing that we just can always talk to each other about. He texted me in November that he was going to be in December for a bunch of days to do a lot of collabs with other YouTubers, and he asked if I was interested in collabing. And this had been a really long time since Shukbang, and so I said, you know what, like we've developed a friendship, I've met you, I feel safe with you, you make me feel like I can trust you, of course, like let's collab, it'll be fun. And the first collab was on Saturday, this past Saturday, and it was at my house, and so.
Okay, I want to look really quickly at their collab. I really want to look really quickly. Did they do it with Zach? Let me see. Oh, they did. Wow, the dislikes on this is crazy. 115,000 dislikes?
Look at him eat like a pro. Every time I was in the, I've heard that on the streets. You know. Okay, so
Yes.
what did you want to share, or do you change your mind now?
I just feel like
You
maybe,
said you wanted to talk to your viewers with me here, because you never talk to any of your viewers, and they kind
I
of.
think, okay, so I guess like the thing that I would clear up is that a lot of people think that I didn't like you after those videos.
Okay,
And
did they
so-
say that?
It's really, really, really strange.
I gave him the address and I felt comfortable knowing that I could trust him to enter this place where I very rarely let people in now. And so Saturday he came over, and I want to say that Saturday I didn't have any feelings of like alarm or anything like that. I think there was like moments where, oh, that was a little weird, but nothing crazy. It was nothing that made me feel unsafe, but there was some small things like later I'll get into, but Saturday went really well from what I knew Saturday. And then Sunday happened. I was originally supposed to meet Zach for breakfast, and then I was supposed to film with Nick for his channel. But we just kind of reworked the schedule. A lot of changes were made, and we all decided that we were going to film 3 videos.
Okay, so at the time she made this video, it was during the time period when they had just finished doing the collabs, because she said like this past Saturday. So very clearly it was like hot in the heels, which is maybe why at a certain stage like this was so big. Like, I mean, this was a huge drama. I mean, obviously I didn't deep dive it in the moment, or I didn't really look into it, but like it was everywhere. It was really, really, really everywhere.
Collab videos with all 3 of us. So after breakfast, it would be me, Zach, and Nick for Zach's channel, so it'd be an ASMR video, and then the second video would be me, Nick, and Zach for Nick's channel, but it would be a mukbang, so Zach would just sit quietly, and then me and Nick would talk. And then the third video would be on Nick's channel with all 3 of us, but this one would be more of an ASMR style video in Zach's house. It was a lot of filming and a lot of eating that day. And the first video went really well, and that was posted to Zach's channel, and that was the first video up. And then the second video came around. We were just kind of like spending some time together before we got hungry again. I just remember that before we filmed Nick's video, his first video, the talking mukbang, we were supposed to go to H Mart and then go back to his place so that we could film it. And we were in the car, and the topic of what we were going to talk about in the talking mukbang came up. And this is kind of when I first felt really uncomfortable, because Nick said it very assertively, we're going to talk about Veronica and we're going to spill all the tea. And I was kind of confused, because I was like, oh, whoa, what? And so I was immediately like, no. And then he went, but why'd you tell me yesterday that you wanted to then? And so I thought back to what happened.
So basically creating a space in which she feels comfortable talking about things, and then kind of weaponizing that and using that against her.
And prior to filming my mukbang for my channel, he had mentioned, you know, I think that we need to talk about shukbang because you know everyone's going to be talking about it in the comments. And I don't know why I believed it. I said, oh yeah, I mean, I guess it's weirder if we just act like it never happened. And so I felt like I was comfortable mentioning shukbang, addressing it to the capacity of me and Nick. Yes, this is how we met, through a shukbang video, but we have no ill will towards each other. It's all over, we're friends now, you know. I felt like I would never tell him that I wanted to talk about Veronica and specifically spill the tea. It had always been about shukbang. Me and Veronica.
Also, what year was this? 2019. So like a very big year for, you know, this concept of like spilling the tea and stuff. And I think he was definitely using that to his advantage to kind of get as many people to talk shit on when he was there as possible for most attention.
And so I was just confused, and it got really awkward after I said, oh no, like I don't mind addressing shukbang, but that's it. And he just got silent. And I couldn't help but feel like he was really upset by that. And so I just remember like I was driving and I was like, this is so uncomfortable. Do I raise the music? Like, do I step on a pedal? What do I do? But I still felt like, okay, at least we cleared it up before the video. Like, at least now he gets it. He's a little upset, at least the video won't be weird. Then we got to his place, we made the noodles. And there was a lot that happened because of that video, which we'll get into, such as footage I didn't know where I was being recorded and other things. But we started filming the noodle mukbang. We sat down, he was in the middle of us, and we started eating these nuclear noodles. And the first 30 minutes, honestly, they went amazing. And I remember thinking to myself, damn, that car ride was important because like we were honestly having a really, really good time for like the first half. And then Nick brought up the conversation of shukbang, but he brought it up in a way, and I know that the full footage is not out there. He did it in a way, I don't remember his exact wording, but it was in a...
What did you want to share?
Oh, so that clip that we just watched. Which is crazy that I just stumbled across that, but keep in mind that the most replayed part. So him basically saying like, oh, do you change your mind now instead of not wanting to talk about it? it puts her on the spot, which sucks.
I just feel like
You said you wanted to talk to your viewers with me here.
Yeah, this is a really shitty moment.
And I just remember feeling just shocked because the way he went about it was just so almost like an interrogation. But I was like, you know what? It's fine. I'm gonna, joke it off. I'm gonna say my piece. I said, I don't have any hard feelings because you made those videos, and I get why you made those videos. I had these baby wipes in front of me, and I kept wiping him every time he got too serious to just kind of play it off like, let me wipe him. And every single time I tried to do that, increasingly, it seemed like he got more offended. He would look at me with such a shocked face. Like, I can't believe, but you said you wanted to talk about it, and now you don't? Almost like, how dare you? You said you wanted to talk about it. And I just remember I kept trying to put it off. I kept trying to show him I'm uncomfortable. I kept trying to lighten the mood with jokes and give all of us an out of this conversation without ending it awkwardly. But it was just rapid fire. And it increasingly went from Shukba, maybe the first 2 sentences, into Veronica. And then instead of asking me any more questions, he started twisting my words. And he started saying things like, if only you guys knew what she told me. I would never tell you guys what happened because she's shared it with me in private. She trusts me with these things. But if you only knew.
When you sat down with me.
And I remember this one part where I freaked out because he said, she is such a strong woman to me, as if I had endured something so horrendous by Veronica.
Damn, also, again, it's not only just putting her on the spot, but it's like, and then I'm like, what is the purpose of him referencing her? And like, 4 years later, like, I don't get it. Like, why would he go out of his way to, 4 years later, have his big comeback video being literally mocking Stephanie's husband, who obviously wears this mask? I don't get it.
Do I say like, oh, whoa, it's not that serious. Like, all I did was go pick up hair dye with her, But then that would defeat, like, I don't want to disclose all of this. I'm not comfortable with sharing this. This has nothing to do with anything. And I remember picking up a baby wipe and being like, my life is so hard being a mukbanger. And like really trying to show him that, hey, I'm trying to get out of this conversation. Hey, I'm trying to get out of this conversation. And
he wasn't respecting the boundaries.
Every 2 sentences he gave. And increasingly he looked at me with more and more shock on his face, as if he was shocked and angry at the fact that I refused to talk about what I told him in private. But you told me yesterday you wanted to talk about it. Then why did you say you wanted to talk about it? I guess she changed her mind. There was this one part where I had told him about how Veronica, she has really good audio. She likes to watch her audio, right? So if it peaks, I'm the queen of peaking. If it peaks, she'll know, so she's very cautious. And I just remember telling him, like, I was a little bit more cautious during her collabs on her channel because I was watching the audio peaks because I have a very high-pitched, loud voice. And he insinuated that, remember what you told me? This thing that she made you do where she put this, disgusting. As if it was something so horrendous that Veronica did to me. And at that moment, I freaked out. And again, I wanted to defend myself by sharing my story, which is, I think, what he wanted. But I just remember saying, oh my God, you make it sound like I was abused. It felt like he was putting words into my mouth. Yes, the situation is kind of there. Yes, there was a computer when I was filming. But no, it wasn't horrendous. No, it's not something that you should be disgusted by. Maybe annoyed, not disgusted. One of the reasons that I didn't want to make this video and I felt like I was crazy is because I know everyone's just going to be saying, Stephanie, you're a grown woman. Why didn't you just leave? Or tell him, hey, stop. At that point,
it's very unfortunate that she would have to deal with comments that are immediately jumping to that as well.
I don't know if I can describe to you the feelings because it's almost like any feeling that you had of this person at least has a mutual respect for me. It's not even friendship. It's not even trust. Those were long gone. But it's this person has somewhat of a mutual respect for me, my comfort, my consent to talk about things. It's just all gone. And so you just feel like you're not talking.
But also it's further pushing this concept of, like, influencers aren't friends. Like, you talk about something behind the scenes, and then if you don't want to talk about it on camera, well, you're being fake. Like, no, sometimes that literally is just having a friend that you talk to things about one-on-one. It doesn't need to be captured for the entire internet. And if you can't see that, then you have no concept of what friends are.
To the same person anymore. And he didn't care what I wanted to talk about. He didn't care how I felt. It went on for 30 minutes. And it just felt so personal. I was in this space at this point where I felt like anything will be used against me, and I felt like anything I say, even Nick Stop, he would use it and make an exposing video or threaten me with it. I don't know. I was just scared. Whoever I knew wasn't here anymore. I just felt like it wasn't the same Nick I knew. He knew that I was uncomfortable. He knew I didn't want to talk about this, but he kept going. And so at what point does my uncomfort or does my feeling even matter to him? And so the video ends, and I just feel really, really weird. I don't know how to describe the feeling. It's not just scared, but it's also like almost like ashamed, like, wow, I made him mad because I changed my mind. Did I change my mind? But I never had the mind to talk about Veronica. All I know is I was incredibly shaken up. And I just remember, like, I didn't want to be in close proximity with him, and I was just kind of like standing off to the side, and
Obviously, boundaries.
But, oh, I'm so nervous. Like, I don't know what to do. Oh man, like, I wish
I thought her sweatshirt said piss. I thought it said Riz.
I didn't say that. I'm so nervous because I felt like if I said I'm uncomfortable or I'm scared or...
Which I've now just realized wouldn't make sense. It'd be Riz. Clearly I'm not the brightest.
Would just get more and more increasingly angry with me. I had this feeling of, I just need to do whatever I can to get through tonight and tomorrow, because we have collabs scheduled tomorrow, and just be done with it. Because I don't want him to get angry. I don't want him to make a video using these words and trying to say all these things I said about Veronica. I just wanted to get through tonight. And that sounds crazy even to me. Like, me saying that right now, I sound crazy. Stephanie, you are 24. You should have got up and left. But I just couldn't. I was just so scared that I couldn't. And so the third video, I was like, okay, at least it's an ASMR video. It'll be fine. I remember even texting my dad at that time. I didn't even want to text my fiance. I was texting him really basic stuff, making it seem like I was fine. I was like, what you doing? Yeah, everything's great. On to the next video. And I knew that anything I say about being uncomfortable or I don't want this, it didn't matter, because then he'd say, but you said. And I'd call my dad. And I was talking to him in Korean. And my dad was really concerned because we weren't really talking about anything serious, but I just wanted to sound as if I had gotten the worst news. And so I hung up with him, and they both saw the conversation that I had. And Nick was like, are you okay? And I said, yeah, just a lot of really bad family stuff going on. I did this because I was so scared of him that I didn't even want to act differently around him. But at that moment, I was so shaken, I knew I couldn't be.
And also this, again, I keep referencing this, which is what he did in his recent video, but it's like, he keeps going on that this is one big social experiment and all like this. And it's like, a social experiment is not just being a nasty person and hiding everything you've done under the gauge of, I was trying to put on a show, I was tricking you, like, that's bullshit. That is so bullshit.
Right now, I couldn't be excited, and so I just needed a minute. Just try to shove down the need to cry and to shove down all these hurt and scared and uncomfortable feelings that I had, because we still had a video to film. And so then we go to Zach's place and we're cooking. I kept trying to find a way out. I mentioned multiple times in a very joking way, like, you guys don't need me. It's ASMR. You guys don't need me. And he would say things like, Nick would say things like, Stephanie, we're all tired. So I felt like that was a signal to me, like, get it together. And I was like, oh, he knows something's wrong. And so then because of that, I started getting more and more cautious, and I was like trying to make jokes, and I was trying to be, there was like this hot Cheeto thing we were cooking, and I was like, it looks like a heart. Oh. And I just felt like if I didn't make him feel like everything was okay, he would just get more and more angry with me. And so we filmed the third video at the end of the ASMR because it was a whispering one.
Yeah, exactly. People are saying, there was so much pressure on her that she couldn't react in a way that would upset him. And he's hiding behind this gauge of, it's all a social experiment. Then why are you still fucking referencing it 4 years later? Like, leave her alone.
Nick turned to me and he said, is there anything else you'd like to say? And I just remember feeling so gutted. Like my heart had dropped to the ground because I thought it was going to be another interrogation.
What would you like to say? Say.
Thank you for watching us eat these. And so I said, thanks for watching us eat this food. At this point, Nick is talking about, what are we gonna eat tomorrow? And at this point, I'm really just trying to go home without angering him. So I leave that area around 2 in the morning and I drive home. And when I'm driving home, I'm experiencing a lot of emotions. Even after what happened in the video, he knew. There's no way he didn't know I was uncomfortable. Sure, maybe there was miscommunication before the video. Maybe he really thought that I wanted to spill my guts about Veronica all of a sudden. But in the video, there's no way Nick did not know that I was so uncomfortable for those 30 minutes because I was trying not to cry for those 30 minutes. And so I'd be like, okay, like, make sure you don't cry, but also make sure you have answers ready. What do I say? Even after the video, it seemed like he was still the one that was upset with me. I had no right to be upset. He was like, well, you're the one that said you wanted to talk about it. Then why would you tell me you wanted to talk about it? There was no, hey, are you okay? I know it got a little heated. There was none of that. But I also feel really weird. Like, I almost feel like I did tell him. Did I? I don't think that I would, but what if I did? Or what if I'm not a good communicator? And what if I said, yeah, let's do it, but maybe I should have said, but without talking about Veronica and everything I told you in private. I started questioning myself. I started being like, why did you do that, Stephanie? Why would you ever make him feel like that? Kind of like an internal battle of half of me being like, why did you do that, Stephanie? That was your fault for misleading him. And then the other part of me was like, it doesn't matter. You were still uncomfortable in the video, and he did not care. And he was actually upset. I get home and I just, I broke down. I mean, I just went straight into the bathtub. I just didn't want to even smell like the food we had just eaten. I did not want to talk to anyone. And my fiance he obviously knows something's wrong. And so he's sitting there and he's saying, babe, what happened? I was like, I don't know if something happened. I felt like I couldn't talk about it because what was there to talk about? It's not like he held me against my will to film these videos. I just can't explain this fear.
But he pressured and intimidated enough to feel that she had to act in a certain way. And it just is like, it sucks. It really does suck that he put her in a position like this and that she felt that she couldn't react. Like, what a shitty thing to do. And then continue referencing it. Fuck off.
I just was so scared that I sounded crazy because you're a grown woman. You had a car. You could have left. You could say no. But I truly felt in that moment, after everything that's happened, that I couldn't. But how do you explain that to someone? Because they would just look at you and say, yes, you could. To be honest, what it felt like, and the only way that I've ever felt like this to any degree in my life prior to Nick, was a couple years ago. And I vowed I would never find myself in a position like that ever again, where I felt like no really didn't have a lot of power, and I felt like it didn't matter if I was uncomfortable. That night I was really pushed into a really, really, really dark place that I never thought I would be in again. I had a breakdown, and it was unlike any other breakdown I had. It was one where I felt shame, guilt, because I did say I would talk about it. Didn't I? I don't know. He said I did. So I must have. And then this shame of, why did you even stay for the third video? Why did you even laugh with him? Why didn't you tell him, no, Nick, I don't want this. No. Why didn't you tell him no? After everything that's happened in the past, I told myself I would never, ever, ever feel like that again. I would never feel like that again. I just didn't want to feel like that ever again. Sleep early, but I woke up, I'm not feeling too great. I think I have to cancel today because it was going to be another 3-person collab day. For some reason, the thought of texting Nick at this moment, because I had missed calls and missed text messages from him, gave me this like I started getting very short of breath. And so I washed my face, and around 3:20 I texted them, and I'm just going to go through just the whole thread of text messages. And so I texted them at 3:29 p.m. and I said, hey guys, sorry I've been in and out of sleep all afternoon after staying up late after getting back. I don't think I'll be able to film any collabs today. I'm feeling really sick, and I realized I had a few sponsors.
But also, I'm like, damn, how many collabs were they expected to fucking record with each other? Jesus Christ, you know what I mean?
Before year end that are really time sensitive. I'm so sorry. I hope you guys understand, but I'm really happy that we knocked some out yesterday. And I put my phone down, I put it on silent, and these are the next messages I got. You just now realized? Stephanie, I have been sitting here for 5 hours. When you were going in and out of sleep, you should have picked up the phone and given me a call, not leave me hanging. You didn't like it when Veronica did that to you. So no.
So just throwing it in her face what she has opened up about.
I do not understand. I texted him back.
So I'm sorry, I do not understand is fucking crazy.
I'm so sorry for making you feel that way. I sincerely apologize. I was so drained and slightly out of it this morning, and I'm so upset I didn't call you back.
Literally like forcing someone to apologize for something they don't have to apologize for.
Because I would never want you to feel like I don't.
Has Nick brought this up recently? Well, I mean, he's literally in his new video wearing the same mask that Stephanie's husband wears to protect his privacy online.
Respect your time. Again, I'm truly sorry. And out of respect for our developing friendship, I do want to be transparent and let you know I was uncomfortable with yesterday's video. I'm so sorry if I let you think or miscommunicated in any way that I wanted to talk about Veronica, but I truly did not. I mentioned that I wouldn't mind addressing you and me as it pertains to Shookbug, that neither of us had any
Shookbug
after what happened. And I did give you my perspective on what happened when we hung out, and I felt as if it was misrepresented in the video. I've mentioned to you many times that although Veronica and I aren't friends, and I am hurt or annoyed by some things that happened between us, I have absolutely no ill will towards her, and I feel some compassion for her situation since I've gotten to know her prior. Again, I understand this is your video, and I respect your feelings about the situation, but this is how I feel. Again, I'm sincerely so sorry for not getting back to you in time this morning, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your stay, and I'm so sorry for this morning. He texted me back then why did you tell me at your house that you wanted to address it on my
Oh my God, he's such a little shit. Jesus Christ, leave her alone. Oh my God.
Also, why are you texting this to Zach? I messaged you privately. And I responded,
It's like everything has to be on their terms. Their fucking terms. Like,
I want to address the issue here since all three of us were in the video, and I also owe Zach an apology for this morning and not keeping him updated on the schedule. I'm so sorry for any inconveniences I've caused. Again, from the bottom.
why are we assuming that's copying her husband? Oh, yeah, you're right. Everyone just has a panda fucking mask lying around. Yeah, you're right. Uh-huh. By the way, the exact mask. Look at this. The exact mask. But you know you're right. Everyone just has that exact panda mask around.
My heart, I'm so sorry if I made you feel that way. I wanted to let you know because I didn't know that there was a gap of miscommunication and understanding between us till the middle of that video we were filming. I was okay with talking about shukbang as it pertains to just you and me. Again, I apologize for any misunderstanding there.
And then she doesn't have to apologize, but she is. He's such a little...
This morning as well. He responded with, "You already talked to Zach this morning, but ignored me for 5 hours after that. Don't play games." I texted it back and I said, "Again, I'm so sorry if there was any miscommunication and if I made you feel that way. I wanted to take this time to clarify miscommunication about the video because..."
He's being such a manipulative piece of shit. And the way that she has not apologized multiple times.
I didn't know there was a gap in understanding till the middle of filming the video.
So evil.
I apologize for this morning. I truly am so sorry. I know that I impacted your schedule today and I'm so sorry about that. He said, "Awesome. So which day would you like to reschedule for?" And I responded, "I know that you're in LA for only a couple more days."
Oh my God. So again, he's literally just proving that this isn't a real relationship to him. She's not apologized for things she doesn't need to apologize for. And he's like, awesome. Which day are we rescheduling for?
Well, it's scheduled and I'm so sorry for today. Sorry. I do have to get back to you since I do have approaching deadlines and I know my fiance already had things planned for me and the doggos for the holidays. Again, I'm so sorry for today and I hope you're able to enjoy the rest of your day. And he responded with, "Literally at any point in this conversation, you could have resumed with our videos planned for tonight. Please talk to me. Zach told me he wants to be left out. I reached out 6 times already. Please talk to me there." The text messages that he sent, "Please..."
Like threatening her.
I got your group message, but it would be nice to talk to you here. "Can you give me a call, please? I haven't heard from you personally since yesterday, and I feel we need to chat. You only message things to the group chat, but not to me here. This is going to be my..."
You're still in the group chat, dipshit.
"I'm feeling hurt. Please talk to me, not through Zach." I also had 8 missed calls, some of them FaceTimes from Nick at the time. And later on, after all of this, there were some Instagram posts and stories that were made that I didn't know, but they were made while this conversation was happening. And the first is his Instagram post that's still up right now as of filming this, and I'm gonna put it right here. And it says, "I'm this effing close to making an exposing video. Should I? What the F is wrong with people? So rude, so self-serving, and inconsiderate." And then
So where in the social experiment does it come into literally tormenting people, which is what he was doing?
he posted a story with a black screen, "Making some tea, you guys. You won't believe the audacity people have, but I have lots of receipts and audio clips." Every time he texted me or called me, I feel like... And the audio clips that he posted on his story, audio clips, I got alarmed because I felt weird about that. I never consented to any audio clips. So that means these were illegally recorded. When and where and how. I didn't know what he was talking about. I didn't know if this was just an empty threat to scare me even more, or if something happened that I don't know about. The only thing I can do is check what I have of security footage. And I went through all of Saturday when he was at my house. He was here for about 5-ish hours. And out of those 5 hours that he was here, I used the restroom once. And during that time that I slipped away to the restroom very, very quickly, the one time that I did, without letting me know what he was doing, he took multiple pictures inside my house. And then immediately he started looking around at the ceiling. I didn't have any cool light fixtures up there. Just don't know what else would be up there other than security cameras. Seeing that footage was shattering and so angering because after everything that he made me feel safe enough to tell him about, I told him about the one thing that I don't talk to anyone about anymore. And I don't know if I would be this alarmed if throughout our entire interactions, I feel like he had never had any good or even harmless intentions with everything that he did. The way that he did it,
What the actual fuck? So he's threatening to release audio clips and stuff like that, and meanwhile he's walking around the house taking pictures and recording shit?
hours he was here. The minute that I slipped away to the restroom, you knew why I'm so paranoid. You know why I have such a hard time letting people into my home. It was a very violating feeling.
Keep in mind he had already asked before this what security system she was using.
It was just something that I don't think I'll ever be able to understand. But again, I felt like, again, that was my fault. I felt like, yes, this is gross. Yes, this is creepy. But really, it's your problem, Stephanie, because you have this trauma that maybe not a lot of people have. And maybe even though Nick knows about your trauma and knows how crazy you are about home security, maybe he doesn't really understand. And then I came across this. And this is where I'm gonna get really angry for this part of the video. Because there is no part of this video that I can stand by and say that I support Nick as a person, as someone who has a platform. This was a video that he took and consented to posting onto YouTube. It looked like he deleted it. I don't know if he ever addressed it. There is this channel called Shadebang who uploaded it, but with tons of edits. Those voice edits and those face edits are not my doing, but I'm just gonna insert some clips here because I think when someone shows me a pattern of predatory behavior, I'm not going to not listen. I'm not gonna ignore it.
Come on over, we'll hang out, we'll do our stuff, we can mukbang, and then do stuff after. You know, it was not about just film with me, it was about, like, we're gonna get it on.
God, it's really unfortunate that the only recording she has of this video is someone editing it like this. It's really unfortunate.
I literally blew dry my hair all over again. I put on so much perfume, I wasted it. I wasted $90 perfume. But I made sure I washed my extra good. And they eat all your food and they leave and you're like, I wasted my time and I scrubbed my for this experience. Because I was nice enough to say, I'll eat whatever you want to eat. Because I'm gonna sucked. You know, like, okay? I'm gonna bend over because, I'm gonna give you what you want. Or I'm gonna get what I want. And nothing happened. Waiting to get my action. Well, no wonder did.
This is the thing. I don't appreciate people calling this social experiment genius whenever it wasn't a social experiment. It was just him being the nastiest person you've ever met in your entire life. Oh, but he got skinny, so it's okay.
Dude, you're a loser.
I am in New York for a very limited amount of time. My time is important. I would have rather spent it alone. This was supposed to enhance my trip, not make it more frustrating.
But you have to...
Obsessed with him saying that, his trip was not about this and stuff, but all of his messages to Stephanie are like, when can we reschedule? When can we reschedule? When can we reschedule?
Understand where I'm coming from, too. But you have to understand where I'm coming from, too. I'm clearly signaling to you, I am ready. You are here for to be ready. I'm not going to just grab it because you will come back and it's going to be the little Me Too movement. The little Me Too movement. Oh.
He's not here to be ready for you. Nobody is here to be ready for you. And it's not the little Me Too movement. How dare you discredit an entire movement that the sole purpose was giving people a voice who didn't have a voice. How dare you discredit the entire thing that saved so many people because you had a bad date in New York City. The little Me Too movement. Oh, no one's going to believe you. No one's going to believe you because it was inappropriate. And that's why you didn't grab it. You didn't grab it because of the Me Too movement. You didn't grab it because there was a hashtag on Twitter. You didn't grab it because that's sexual assault if he didn't want you to. So sorry. In 2017, I posted an Instagram picture of me sitting on like this red lifeguard thing, and I said, I was so scared to even talk about what happened that I captioned it something just to make me feel like I had a voice and I had strength. I posted, sometimes you gotta be your own damn lifeguard, even if your head is too heavy to float. Hashtag me too. That was over 2 years ago. That in YouTube, I can really say, feeling like I had a voice and feeling like I could say something and someone would listen to me, honestly saving me. I was so happy that there was a way for me and my story, or at least make other people feel like, hey, you're not weird for having this trauma. You're not weird that you live life differently now. And you want to discredit all of that because you had a bad date. I think that's disgusting but reckless for your audience. I think that's an incredibly reckless way to use your platform.
5 hours wasted. Nothing. 5 hours wasted. Nothing.
We're freezing out on the... Hey Siri, what's the weather in New York City right now, please? It appears to be clear right now in New York. And what temperature? 50 degrees.
50 mother degrees. That's cold. That's 20 degrees from frozen. Did he cuddle me? Did he try to keep me warm? No, nothing. Oh my God, what a loser.
What the fuck is that video? What the fuck?
Sorry if the cold made you feel uncomfortable. One of the biggest reasons I was even scared to make this video was because I knew that it looked stupid. Everything sounds dramatic. And, oh, really? You were scared? Why did you stay? And there was nothing. Like, I felt like I don't know why. In any other situation, nobody ever needs a reason to feel scared or unsafe or uncomfortable, but I felt like I needed to have a reason. And I did it, and so I stayed, and I tried to make him less angry and not mad at me And I was scared he was going to say, then why did you stay if you were so scared?
I'm sorry there's miscommunication. I'm really tired. I should have gone home early.
And fuck anyone who will ever say, why didn't you leave? Or you could have just left. Fuck you. Fuck you.
I'm like, well, you certainly wasted my time too. If you're saying you should have gone home earlier, meaning you didn't really value the time spent. Because if you have a good time, you don't regret staying long because you had a good time. Do you ever say to someone?
Someone that, oh, I should have gone home earlier. If you were having a good time? No, that means he wasn't having a good time. Wasting my time, mother.
Bye.
Bye. Maybe he wasn't having a good time because I wasn't having a good time, but I was too scared of you because you made me feel manipulated and fearful of what you would do. You made me scared of your anger, and so no, I wasn't having a good time. This wasn't an old clip from years ago. This was recent from his trip to New York City. I'm gonna leave the edited version that Shade Bang posted linked in the description. A lot has happened even after that. There's just been a lot of online bullying, and I'm someone that I've been through high school bullying. I talk about it a lot more on my other channel. He knows it. I've talked about it with him before. It just is a gross abuse of power and an abuse of his platform and his voice. First, I felt, again, like more shame and embarrassment because a lot of the people that he tagged are people that he knew that I would say, oh my God, I've watched her since high school, or oh, I love her, you know, I did a collab with her. And these are people that I respected. I don't want to believe that they know the full story of what he's done. I also felt scared because now it felt like if I say something, it's not just going up against Nick, but look at all the friends he has. You know, who do I have? And I just felt like I couldn't say anything because it would be going up against all of these people.
I was telling him a story about someone who, something happened, someone did something to me, and there was just a lot that broke my spirits. Or I'm gonna get what I want. And I was telling him the story, and one of the inside joke.
Again, just why I don't appreciate anyone now being like, oh, he was a genius for all this social experiment. No. No.
And you
don't rewrite history.
A few other YouTubers, I tagged them on Instagram, as well as my friends, and they all know. I was like, they know the story, and the major thing that they take away from that was the in and out of sleep.
In and out of sleep.
I've just been in and out of sleep, and I don't know what's going on, but you know, I got things to do. I got things to do.
Have you been in and out of sleep?
I'm in and out of sleep. Oh my gosh. In and out of sleep right now.
They're like, what the that is the most obnoxious, bizarre thing they've ever heard. Like, what
Okay, so basically proving that she was in and out of sleep, obviously. Which doesn't even need to prove this. He's just being a dick either way.
So it's all like 12 of us. We're all sitting together and we're like, in and out of sleep.
In and out of sleep.
In and out of sleep.
In and out of sleep. And then the people around us, in and out of sleep. In and out of sleep. And me and Honey started bawling with tears running down. We're like, in and out, in and out, in and out. Oh my God, it was so funny. And we're like, in and out of sleep. In and out of sleep. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, in and out of sleep merch coming soon. All proceeds will go to stop cyberbullying camp.
Instances where bullying like this happens online, most of the times the bully will say, it's a joke. They can't take a joke. And sometimes I can see where they're coming from. A joke is funny, but what was the purpose of posting it onto his Instagram? I don't think that anyone who didn't understand the story would find it that funny. Oh, in and out of sleep, like maybe food coma. But I don't think he posted it because it was just a knee slapper. Like, ha, so funny. I want everyone to laugh because it's such a funny joke. I truly think that the only reason he posted it was for me to see it. And was for me to see that. And this is kind of when I learned what was happening to me, and that gave me a lot of clarity. Prior to this, I felt like everything was my fault. I had caused this, but there's actually a lot of people who feel this way, and it's an actual thing that manipulators use. And the victim, they either don't notice it, or they feel like they're at fault. One of the things that really stood out was the word audacity. You won't believe the audacity people have, but I have lots of...
Again, just that he is the one that's done wrong, or he is the victim in all of it. And it's like these situations that he has created himself.
Audio clips.
And goes out of his way to create.
Audacity means rude or disrespectful behavior. I know that Nick is really offended because I was being really rude and self-serving, and I had the audacity to do a lot of things, and I just want to apologize that I had the audacity to say no to you because I felt unsafe. I'm sorry that I had the audacity to open my doors and let you into my home, and then you took advantage of that, and I'm sorry that I had the audacity to make you feel like I changed my mind. But I think it's really important that we all know that a yes is not all-inclusive. Just because you say yes doesn't mean you're saying yes to everything for the rest of forever. That's incredibly predatory and manipulative. What was the purpose of all of this? To hurt Veronica? To hurt me? To get your dick sucked?
I'm gonna get sucked. You know?
This is my side of the story. There's nothing else more to say. I have nothing else more to say. I want to heal, and I want to move on, and I want to make my points. And I feel like a lot of this video was me addressing Nick, because I know that he was watching. I want to talk to you guys for a second, which is what I normally do. And I just want to say thank you so much for giving me a platform and giving me a way to reach you guys and feel like I have a voice. I was already feeling really scared, and I can't imagine how much more frightened and how much more threatened I would feel if I didn't have a place to put this video, to be able to hear my unmanipulated side. And I just want to say thank you. I'll be back in a couple days. I'm going to take a couple days off and, I don't know, play with my dogs, and I'll be back with regular mukbangs. I hope making this video not only clarified things for you guys, but also if any of you guys feel this way or have felt this way before, then I just want to say it's not your audacity. It's actually just your basic human fundamental rights to say no.
Yeah. Okay. We'll leave that there. But again, this just kind of, it just irritates me on the basis of that he's literally poking fun and flat out making fun of Stephanie still to this day with obviously the mask. And this is my first time watching this video. And it's gross. I think it clearly shows what his intentions were, what he wants off of people, and it sucks that he still isn't letting it go, considering he was the one in the wrong in the first place, from just not being able to respect a woman's boundaries, and the woman had to cater towards him and his time, and fuck you, dude. And again, the amount of people completely rewriting history when it comes to Nikocado now because he's going viral and, you know, he's lost all this weight is just like, are we really going to do that? I don't think so. Anyway, I'm really glad that I got to watch that, and thank you so much for your time watching it with me if you did. I really wanted to know the context. I'm really glad I do now. Yeah, he can go fuck himself. Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, mods. I really appreciated that. Yeah, anyone talking negatively about Stephanie and that, or just using dumbass phrases or thoughts when it comes to SA victims, politely, I hope you suffer. Okay, so I think I'm gonna move on to the Ethan thing. While I load it up, I've pinned the Muckers Finsta. I will accept more people onto it right now while I load up the Ethan shit. If you want to go and request, I'll accept people right now. Yeah, thank you so much, mods. I really appreciate that. So I will start accepting people on here. And I'll start the Ethan thing in like 1 minute. Here's the thing as well, guys. We are on a live stream. And moderators are doing their very best, and I appreciate that. And keep in mind as well, moderators are doing this just literally like the goodness of community. On my end, I'm not able to pause chat. And I've had struggles with trying to pause chat in the past as well, where it doesn't work for me. We are talking about polarizing people. And their fans come into the chat and they defend them. And in light of other things that have been going on recently, there are people that will come in and try to sabotage chat. If you have been on one of my streams before, you know what our Muckers chat is like. And we can do our very best to contain and control it, but that's not entirely feasible all the time. And I appreciate the mods, but I also have to let you know that whenever I'm doing that and I'm filming a video and I'm trying to press a button to pause chat, I'm not ignoring you or I'm not doing anything. I am literally filming a video. I don't often go live anymore. And it is with issues like that. where you're not able to control it. I want to continue doing live streams, and that comes with, I think, us all having to acknowledge that there are a lot of people that will come into chat to try sabotage it, and we can do our very best to get around it. But I want you to know that the only other thing that I can do is turn the chat on to paying mode, which would mean that you would have to pay me in the membership to comment. And I want to keep this as open as possible. I don't want your money. This is not what this is about. I'm filming these videos anyway. I may as well do it on a live stream because people enjoy it. But you have to acknowledge that the only step that I can do past this is turning on a members only chat. And I'm aware that it's not my audience, by the way. And I know that's a cop-out, but it's not. It is Nikocado Avocado fans. It's pissed off H3 fans. It's pissed off Colleen Ballinger fans. Like, we can get it from every angle. But I need to let you know that the only real way to stop it, I mean, if we have near 6,000 people watching this right now and anyone can comment, the only way to stop that is to turn on members only. And I can confidently say that that does not reflect my audience. I think my audience know it. We've done many live streams. So we're not going to be changing anything around here. I don't want to do live streams where it's only on members only because I don't live stream for your money. Full transparency with you, these are going to be uploaded onto YouTube later. So I will ultimately make money off of that. And by the way, when it comes to ads on these live streams, I have it on the standard setting. I do not have it on, there's settings that are like aggressive and stuff like that. The live streams genuinely to me are not about making money. And I hope you know that's not a cop-out thing. It's not about that for me. I'm sitting here, I'm filming them either way. I actually enjoy doing live streams rather than filming the videos just on my own because there's this back and forth. But I do want you also to acknowledge that the only thing that I can do to stop people trying to sabotage chat is everyone has to pay to be able to comment. And I don't want to do that because it's, you know, it's not why I live stream. So just know that we know our community. We know our chat. We talk a lot about polarizing people. Their fans get pissy. And they can continue to get pissy because we're not going to stop. So, all right. Let me accept some people over here. I just want you to know that I wasn't ignoring you, but I was filming a video and I saw that mods were doing a lot, and I saw my mom as well. Your first live stream. Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, I may end up turning the chat on to subscriber only. That might be good. I don't know how to do that, but I will look into it. How do I do that? How do I turn it into And then we'll do the Ethan thing. How do I turn it on to subscriber only? I don't know how to. All right, well, I will figure that out, and I'll definitely do that for the next stream. Only mode on YouTube, but I don't want it on my entire comment section. Go to your control room, live stream. This is a lot of fucking work. I'll do that later. All right, let me load up this H3 thing. Bear with me while I load this up. Because I also want to reference when they start talking shit again. Alright. BRB just loading something up. I'm loading this up.
This kid moves fast, man.
Alright, here we go.
Because I believe... whatever.
Alright. Alright, there we go. Now, I am going to go to the bathroom and let my dogs out to the bathroom, and then we'll get to the Ethan thing, okay? So Ethan will be next, and then we'll do Trisha. You like my nose, thank you. So I will be right back in literally 1 minute. Go get a drink, go do whatever. I will be right back. I need to let the dogs out to pee, and I also need to pee. So I will be right back in 1 second, and then we'll get to this. Alright, I'm back. I'm back. Fit check. Fit check. Alright. By the way, people keep commenting being like, oh my god, Adam looks like he's crying. I don't know if you can hear that. I have the world's strongest fan directly on my face, and sometimes it makes me tear up because it's that strong. Maybe that's why my throat hurts so much, but it's too hot in here with all these filming lights. All right. Hello, everyone. So let's move on to the Ethan situation I want to talk about. I cannot tell you how many comments I have gotten from people saying, you know, the more you talk about Ethan, the worse it's going to get, or you need to stop talking about Ethan or whatever like that. And I'm like, okay, can we please put this into perspective a little bit? Ethan Klein literally hurls accusations of me like preying on his mother to a live stream that has nearly 1 million views. And in the live count, you know, had like 40,000 people watching it in real time. The impact that has warrants me being able to talk about him every single day. Every single day. I'm not going to, but the fact that people have this idea, and you'll never know unless it happens to you. And I can also understand that. I can also understand that you may assume that why can't you just stop talking about something or whatever when you don't have a YouTube channel literally hurling accusations against you, which you know are completely not true, and like 1 million people seeing that. And how that affects my comment section on social media, my family's social medias and stuff, because the H3 fan base, not all of them, but a loud majority of them, or loud minority, I guess, are fucking vicious. And it's why a lot of people don't fuck with the H3 podcast. It's why a lot of people don't fuck with them. However, there is no amount ever of talking shit or intimidation or whatever the fuck Ethan wants to do with wanting a reason to call me out. We literally had proof of that when he was upset that his mother said I didn't make her uncomfortable. When you have someone like that who just wants a reason to not like you, and the way he does it, like, he doesn't threaten me in any way. And if I had to post the screenshots like I did in the moment, and that was the only reason that he then retracted it, he would have happily done that and in like 2 weeks' time addressed it again. Be like, oh, Adam posted screenshots. Or maybe not even at all. They'd be like, it's old news. And then who has the impacts of what they've done? Me. And it's crazy because I want to talk about the fact that H3 have uploaded on their YouTube channel, we have to address the Adam McIntyre situation. Which is a really interesting title, considering the Adam McIntyre situation. There's no situation. I have not done anything. There is no situation there. Already phrasing it like this, and I know it's probably Love that titles this, is automatically insinuating that I've done something wrong, which is not the truth. Now, I want to get to this, right? And I also want to get to the fact that when I had watched Ethan come at me, I, had watched it and then I stopped it and I moved on. What I didn't realize is that after I filmed watching this part, if I had given it merely a couple more seconds, Ethan would have gone back on the half-assed apology he did and would continue shit-talking me yet again. In the same video that I covered of him taking back the statement of him calling me, like, preying on his mother, if I had literally not hit pause, I would have seen that even after he acknowledges that he was in the wrong, he still shit-talks me. So let's circle back to the first time that this brought up, and let's see how, if I just given it a couple more minutes, he would have been shit-talking me again. Which goes to show how much of a fucking... It's just piece of shit. Like...
Good luck with that, Adam. Where were we?
Not today. Even if you give me what I need, I'll give you. Say you control edit.
Vanilla flops top hair.
Control the edit.
8, 4. Dude, all the way to the final table. Time to get paid, right, girl?
I wish, but
this kid.
Also, so now if I just given a couple more minutes, you would have done it. Also, one really frustrating part about this is how much people have been coming for me in all this, in saying, like, how dare I talk about H3 and stuff. Motherfucker, some of y'all aren't even members, and I'm a member. I won't be for longer. They can fuck off. But I literally have been a member of H3 and still currently am on their podcast. And I have supported a lot of that team individually. A lot. And by the way, I know that people keep bringing up Olivia. I have no problems with Olivia, and she has also reached out to me, and we've had a very, very, very brief conversation. I believe that Olivia was put in an awkward position. Are me and Olivia friends? Yeah. And is it her responsibility to speak up when her boss is going fucking haywire against one of her friends? Not really, because that's her boss at the end of the day. Was it frustrating and annoying for me to watch her not saying anything? Absolutely. Do I understand why she didn't say anything? Abso-fucking-lutely. It's not her fault of what Ethan says. I understand the frustration that people feel. Don't worry, I felt it too. Which is a big reason that, I've been very open about the fact that I'm like, oh, I need to pull back on a lot of these fucking friendships and stuff. But I don't have anything against Olivia, and I believe that she's genuine, and she was put in a bad position. It is not up to her if her fucking boss is going off the rails on an episode. So, anyways, let's get to, by the way, a couple minutes before this was whenever he called his mom, and she goes, Adam never, did anything wrong to me. And he goes, did Adam ever make you uncomfortable? And she goes, no. And he goes, that's a shame. And then he goes, Adam, I'm sorry I was wrong. Couple minutes later, the only reason he did that, by the way, was because of the fact that I immediately posted the screenshots. And if I had not posted the screenshots and made a video, my comment section was getting fucking flooded with the H3 rats. So how fucking dare anyone literally act as if it's wrong, too soon, or anything for me to make a video addressing this, showing the text messages, and then being like, I didn't lie, bye. Because if I hadn't have done that, I wouldn't have got that section where he tried calling his mom, trying to put her on the spot to talk shit about me, and yet she didn't, because there's been nothing wrong that's ever happened there. So for this next part where he goes on to make fun of that I have a video up already on it, yeah, and if I hadn't have had that video, your audience would have done to me what they did to Jake Doolittle. Was I going to let that happen? No, motherfucker. No, motherfucker.
It moves fast, man. Like, what the fuck? This kid made a video. I'm like, how long ago did I even say that? What the fuck?
And I'm so glad you get to laugh at it, Hila. I'm so glad you get to laugh at it.
Chill. Love this face. Okay. I wouldn't say I lied. I'm glad you put respect on BTS, though, in the background. Wait, is that him or us?
Not BTS, not BTS, not BTS, not BTS, not BTS. We have these two is one member from BTS. None of this is BTS, by the way. None of this is BTS. Oh, that's not. Like, what the fuck? There's so many just weird layers to this. Literally none of this, by the way, except for Tay, and Tay. None of this is BTS at all. None of this is BTS. Just want to clarify that.
That's him.
No,
That's his wall, or is it our background?
that's him, I believe.
What?
He's a fake fan of BTS. He doesn't know the first thing about Butter.
Why does it lie?
And their other hits, like
Don't Google.
No,
hands off the keyboard.
No, I'm looking at the weather.
Fucking guy.
He doesn't know anything about the weather outside. It's warm today. Anyway, he doesn't know anything about Stay. Love that one.
Stay. Yeah, how's that one start? What's the chorus of that one?
They go.
So by the way, at this time, the entire chat is saying, this is not BTS. I'm like, why are you saying that? Oh, yes. Asian person equals BTS. You're so correct, Ethan.
Stay with me, and we can be family. That's the one. And then they go, stay with me. See, you don't even know that, if I'm right or wrong. Dan.
Yeah. Also, I'm being informed by the chat that isn't BTS, by the way.
Oh, my God.
You're in trouble.
I was thinking that.
Isn't this guy from BTS?
No.
No, don't go further.
Yeah,
Don't go further.
Frankly, I don't know, but I'm not the one who claims to be a stan.
Okay, hold on.
It's
Hold on. Let me take care of this. This confirms my original suspicion that this guy's a fake fan. And he's not a true fan of BTS like I am. And I was testing you guys.
Because he has some other K-pop.
No, I was testing you guys.
I don't know.
Oh, I was a little slow on the uptake. It's true.
I'm like, who's the real fan of BTS? Speak up.
I didn't even know.
Yeah, I was busy praying. I was like, please let that be BTS. That's why I didn't say anything.
Really?
I just trusted Ethan fully. I
Me
wasn't
too.
stressed because I know that he's still.
Okay, by the way, like I said, the clip that I want to watch is the new, like, they've literally posted a video about me on the highlights. I want to get to that, but I do think it's important to just watch this for a little bit because this is after he had done the half-assed apology to me.
Such a huge fan, right?
I did know, obviously, and I was testing you guys.
Right.
Yeah, that is
Okay.
Stray Kids, I believe.
What?
Stray Kids, that's the name of that band behind him.
Stray Kids.
I don't know why it's being so laggy, by the way. It's a sign. They're like, you don't want to watch this.
Straight? I mean, what does their sexual orientation have to do with anything?
Stray.
Oh,
Stray.
stray kids. Like, baby, be polite. I mean, I'm trying to be polite about these guys. Stray kids, okay.
Kind of sounds like straight.
All right, Adam. Apologies, my friend. My obnoxious little friend. But I was wrong. I was wrong. Forgive me. Please forgive me.
I'm about to have a friend for dinner.
Ethan pregame interview with Steiny. Steiny was nervous before he.
It's just really weird. It's really weird, and it's also just really weird that. Okay, so what ended up happening was that taking myself out of it, right? Becky and Oliver start getting so much like of these comments, so many of these comments that they're seeing, right? Of people being like, wow, anyone else rethinking Adam's story on Colleen, Becky's story on Colleen, blah, 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 Oliver's story on Trent, because people were saying that I was being creepy towards Ethan's mom, which even herself, she acknowledged that that wasn't true. And so then you have Becky and Oliver reading all these posts on the channel that was one of the biggest platforms of the story, being like, we don't fucking believe them anymore. We don't believe them anymore. And the reason that started is because of you on the same channel that you highlighted. And also, may I add, a channel in which they tried very hard to get me to do the interview last year with Johnny and Becky and Oliver, and I was in Disneyland. That was a full fucking shit fest of H3 fans coming for me because I didn't appreciate their time to cancel my Disneyland trip to go on an interview that Johnny did fucking dominated either way. Thank God I wasn't there. So Ethan saying that he had to cut me off in 2021 is fucking bullshit. Is bullshit. And I just find it incredibly frustrating that they've uploaded this. And obviously, I believe that Ethan and Hila don't have much responsibility when it comes to this. I do think it is more like Love, like the social media manager. Obviously, knowing that it was a big part of the episode and doing it. But when you're vaguely titling it, we have to address the Adam McIntyre situation. And the thumbnail is of me and Colleen. And obviously, in this, they're saying that why are people like... people that are not believing me with Colleen because of the Donna thing that wasn't even true in the first place are wrong. But when your title and thumbnail is of me and Colleen and Ethan talking, and it's the Adam McIntyre situation, and you've already set the preset to almost 1 million people that I am a liar and I prey on women, what the fuck do you think this looks like to people? It's titled in a specific way, and I'm sure Love did that for a reason of maximizing clicks. But fuck you guys. Seriously, like, fuck you guys. So, let's watch. We have to address the Adam McIntyre situation. This was from their last podcast, I think. And let's get to it.
Oh, here, let me get this, just say this right up front.
Wow, I really don't know why my computer's being so laggy.
Oh, here, let me get the...
Don't know what's going on there. Again, it's like, you don't want to watch this.
Oh, here, let me get this, just say this right up front at the top. I don't know who in our audience, if they're, I have a hard time believing this is, I don't know who's doing this, okay? It's confounding. But there's...
Ignore the lag. Clearly my computer needs to reset. But you can hear the audio. This is an audio listener one. It's just crazy as well that they're immediately deflecting the blame. He's saying, I don't know who in our audience. Have you seen your fucking subreddit? Your subreddit that has been re-uploading my videos with Klein and editing Donna's face over them to make fun of the Klein situation? Okay. But you wouldn't think it would be your audience. Yeah, it's so much easier to immediately push the blame onto someone else. I know our audience wouldn't do that. Take one look at your fucking subreddit. From like 2 days ago, yesterday, whatever, the biggest posts on your subreddit, they were all ones of the re-uploads of my videos with Colleen with Donna in the thumbnail making fun of me. So fuck off. Is it our audience? Please.
People in the comment section of our last video when I was...
I'm going to try reload this as well. I think I have too many tabs open as well at the same time. Let me re-upload this on my screen. It's just frustrating. And again, if anyone wants to come on here and be like, you need to not talk about this or blah, blah. I'm like, listen, I've been doing this long enough that I'm just literally just going to tell you to go fuck yourself. Like, there's nothing more I think I would say to you. All right, let's do this. This should work now. I think I had too many tabs opened. And if not, then, well.
Up front at the top. I don't know who in our audience, if they're, I have a hard time believing this is, I don't know who's doing this, okay? It's confounding. But there's people in the comment section of our last video when I was calling Adam, when I was talking about Adam, McIntyre. Mm-hmm. And people started saying in the comments that they no longer trust Colleen's accused. I don't know the exact comments, but it was something along that lines, right? They no longer. I have the album here. Let me look.
Yeah.
They no longer trust Colleen's victims, and I'm like, what the fuck does one have to do with the other?
Bruh.
Yeah.
And then there's two other ones, Becky and Oliver. I guess they got dragged into that dialogue, which I don't even know why you would even.
How and why?
Oh my God, it's almost like when you throw an accusation against me, it has a lingering effect, Ethan.
How is there any Colleen apologists in our audience at any rate?
I think, that it really hurt me to see all of that. I think you can have a problem with what Adam said, but anybody questioning the validity of their stories that...
So obsessed. Love you, Olivia girl, but I'm so obsessed with the fact that this is somehow my fault. I'm not saying she's saying that, but you can have a problem with what Adam said. It was Ethan! Ethan did this! I'm not taking the responsibility for that, please. Please. I love you, Olivia girl, but...
that we spent so long going through and trying to platform it, just like, how fucking dare you? Go back, do your research, and eat your words, please.
Fuck me, right?
Well, let's see. The one comment we are seeing here, let me pull this up. The comment is, now that all this shit is coming out about Adam, kind of got to question all the shit he said and did to Colleen. So that one's about Adam.
That is
now I don't
see brain take right there.
Now I don't question Adam at all. And frankly, first of all, he wasn't even scheming on my mom. I was wrong about that. Okay. He's a little douchebag. But he didn't lie about anything.
Right.
I was wrong.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I thought he was obnoxious the way he talked about my Trisha Moses thing, but he's not a lot.
And that's absolutely acceptable. And I wish it would have been focused on that. If Ethan wanted to come for me, come at me for the take that he didn't like about Trisha and Moses. Why did you have to take it to this place of trying so desperately to have an accusation attached to my name?
Lie about anything. So you have no reason to question him based on that. I will say that it appears that some kind of hamburger sponsor has hit. Is
How
this
to do the
YouTube?
hamburger with your dick in your balls.
Yeah, that's my boy. He's in jail, by the way, for assault. We love that about him. He's doing dick and balls right now for his cellmate.
That was a crazy revelation.
Do we have to retire that soundbite? Or can we separate the art from
The art from the artist.
No, that's not an endorsement.
No, I understand. I mean, just...
That has never been an endorsement.
That somebody's too good, man.
How to amputate your dick and balls?
How to do the hamburger with your dick and your balls?
But I mean, to be fair, also this is one comment with 0 likes, and
Now, thankfully, Dan goes on to say that there were other comments like this. But again, this terminology of, I don't know why there would be anyone in our comments that would comment this, or I don't believe that there'd be only comments, or this is only one, or this comment doesn't have any likes. The H3 subreddit was literally dedicated for a good 48 hours to just coming for me. And a lot of that had to do with repurposing and making fun of the Colleen situation. Don't act dumb. Don't act dumb. If we're going to have a proper, like, back and forth here or whatever the fuck this is, you cannot lie. Like, it's bullshit. You cannot mistell the story. You cannot evade responsibility, but then expect that I have to take responsibility for allegedly creeping on your mother, which you then go on to say that I don't do. Why do I have to take responsibility for something that your own mother agrees that never happened, but you don't have to take responsibility for the fact that what you say or you throw accusations around people and, you know, to their name, that it has a fucking impact? Who would have thought?
I don't see any other one. Or wait, no, this is Oliver, the other victim. I would say that, yeah, I understand why it upset them, and so I want to say, like, obviously.
And that wasn't the only one. I did see 1 or 2 other comments.
Dan, I fucking love you. Dan has been promoted to the top of the H3 for me. The fact that in the last 2 things, Dan has been the one that has not even defended me, but, like, corrected Ethan when it comes to talking about things that he's not telling the truth on. God bless you, Dan. God bless you.
Like that. And, yeah, I don't understand.
With likes on them?
Yeah.
I don't understand that sentiment at all.
Well, anyway, yeah. So, like, just to emphasize, like, what the fuck's wrong with you if you are thinking that, although it does seem to be a very, very small amount of people. But if it's...
Yeah, I'm taking the bare bones right now. Literally everyone in chat is like, Dan only said there was like 1 or 2 others. Listen, I'm taking the fucking bare minimum right now. I'm taking the bare minimum. I'm taking the bare minimum I can get. There was acknowledgement that there wasn't just one.
Bother them, I want to say that, hey, we're not changing up here. We have no...
not.
And even if I don't know why you bring up Becky and Oliver. They have nothing to do with this. And
what do I have to do with it? No, why am I in it? What? It's okay for them to guess my thing with Colleen because you threw an accusation at me, but not Oliver and Becky? What the fuck?
And Adam didn't lie about anything, so his credibility is not shot for lurking on my mom, which he did not do. Thank you.
It's just completely unrelated.
It's
from
totally
the Colleen
unrelated.
stuff.
Totally.
Plus, with Colleen, he was a child, right? Like, what was his age? He was super young. So,
Made a fart joke.
yeah, doesn't matter.
So there it is.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's a lot of Colleen apologists in our audience. I think it looks like it was just a few.
There better
weirdos.
fucking not be.
No, I don't.
It's just not truthful. It's not truthful. And that's what's frustrating about it. It's just not truthful. You can argue that they don't have control of their subreddit, which I don't even know if it's true. But then wouldn't you argue that they have control of their comment section?
I don't know how. That's not compatible. We literally like spent like a whole month like
I know.
eviscerating her.
It fucking broke my heart, honestly. I'm really happy we said something. It was eating at me reading those fucking comments.
Just as long as it's entertaining.
Shut up, Colleen.
Literally forever.
What are the comments on this? Let me have a quick little look. Just reading the comments. I've liked Ethan up until this situation. He stopped liking Adam after one soft criticism, and it's so obvious. Ethan actually apologized challenge. Wow, Ethan just blatantly throwing a fit and still doubling down. Man, putting Colleen in the thumbnail, despite the trauma, is really something. Anything for clicks, eh? Ethan and Ela are being so willingly ignorant here. At this point, it might just be for views because they can't honestly believe this. Doing everything they can to portray Adam as untrustworthy and then acting dumbfounded by how they could, you know, their audience could feel that way about the Colleen situation. At times, I can't believe Adam's only 21 because he's more... whatever. I really like H3, but this is pathetic. Ethan bragged about how many views he gets and then acts surprised when his viewers say something after he doesn't believe Adam. This is really sad. Ethan need to start thinking before he speaks. Ethan doesn't understand how calling Adam names, calling him creepy, undermines his credibility with Colleen. I don't agree with it, but I think Ethan seriously underestimates his influence. Wow, what a clickbait title, making it seem like Adam was in the wrong and not Ethan for his baseless freaks bashing him, and then trying to save face by calling mommy. Even if, in a hypothetical world, Adam did fully initiate conversation with Ethan's mom, is that a reason to call him a rat and all those names? Absolutely not. It would be potentially clout chasing at best. So Adam's a douchebag because he doesn't agree with your treatment of the Moses situation. Just because he doesn't agree with you does not mean you can call him a bully or you can bully and call horrific names. People are allowed to critique something that you've plastered all over the internet for millions to see. Was loving H3 until this whole Adam ordeal. Ethan's comments on the situation and name-calling is childish, and assuming Adam was the initiator without doing the actual research and bashing him was disgusting. All because Adam made an opinionated statement and speculation on the nature of Ethan and Trisha's views. And here comes along Ethan acting like Adam was coming for him personally. Ethan took it personally and ironically went and called his mom about it. Well, there it is. There it is. I saw people on like the H3 snark were like, Adam said he didn't accept Ethan's apology. It's not even that. I mean, there was nothing there. There's like, they've given nothing except for, sorry, my water bottle in the way, then just, it's just, I just don't like when people involve themselves in something and then like can't be fully honest about it. You know what I mean? Like, if they're expecting me to be able to come at them and defend myself and stuff like this, I don't understand how they're able to lie and be like, I don't understand why our audience are saying these things or whatever when they literally riled up almost 1 million people. So, there's that, I guess. There's nothing really to accept or anything. I mean, it was a weird take on trying to save face, and I think that H3 were also in a position where they had to make this video because taking myself out of it, Becky and Oliver were opening up a conversation of, were H3 just using the Colleen situation? So this was so much more than me, but it's just, I just think it's pathetic. I think it's pathetic. If I'm going to be honest, babe, I'm going to leave it there. All right, everyone. How are we all feeling? Is the apology in the room with us right now? I don't think so. I'm going to be honest. People are loving the plushie. Yeah, so, like, what's all your take? It just really bothers me whenever people are, like... It's really fucking annoying, if I'm being honest, when people who don't have things happen to them, like, when it comes to the online world, which is such a weird world, to be able to dictate how someone should then feel. And it's like, oh my god, I actually wouldn't wish that you would experience it, but, you know... All right, we're going to do one last topic before we go. Mom, it is late if you want to go to bed. I'm only going to be live for like 30 more minutes. But you can go to bed because I know you have work in the morning. I just want to finish off with this Trisha topic. If that's okay with everyone. How are we all doing? Thank you so much to everyone for being here, for watching. I appreciate it. People said the super chat. What super chat? Also, people treating Donna like she's 5 when she's almost 70. Yeah. All right, let's get to this Trisha situation. So, as we're all aware, Tati Westbrook is now back on social media. And as we're aware as well, Trisha has been very closely covering Dramageddon. She's been doing it on different social media platforms, and she's been kind of revisiting it. And also, Trisha was a part of Dramageddon. I feel like there's always been a time when Trisha has been a part of, like you look back on a time period in the internet, and like somewhere, if you like really dig in, you will see that Trisha Paytas was a part of it or involved somehow, right? So she's now talking about basically Tati Westbrook, talking about James and Jeffrey and Shane, and obviously we know Trisha is so closely aligned with this. At that time period, she was making videos such as the Oscar-winning Tati Dumb as Hell, which is one of my favorite videos ever posted on a platform. I think it's a lot. The fallout with Shane was around this time, her saying the Jeffrey Vegas story. So she has a lot of opinions whenever it comes to Dramageddon. I always think it's really interesting hearing her insight. So let's get to this. I said we were going to do it in the last stream. We're going to do it now. She is joined by her sister in this. Trisha's a living Easter egg, literally. She's joined by her sister instead of Oscar because he's still on vacay. But let's get to it.
Wait, so was it his daughter?
So yeah, basically Lana then replied to all of this with the simple note.
Can we speed it up a little bit?
She also thought that like essential oils can. Why did they do that? That's not very recent. No. And Michelle started off with like
Actually, I just realized it's Trisha. We cannot watch this any quicker. We need to slow it down.
A while ago, so there's probably a lot of updates. I'm like, okay, so why didn't you put it out when it came out? Like, we want to hear it fresh. But regardless, Michelle Phan asked me to be on her podcast, not personally, but they did reach out and they're like, do you want to be on her podcast? And I just didn't respond because I was like, I don't know if that's my vibe, but maybe it is my vibe because allegedly she was part of a cult in like 2021 that thought they could heal people that were in wheelchairs.
She doesn't still think that?
She might. She also thought that like
Michelle Phan? Thank you so much, Neb, and moderators for your amazing work tonight. I really appreciate it. It is so crazy that people were commenting on my thing being like, isn't Michelle Phan in a cult? And I was like, what? Yes, this is he gets that 5% sister. Yeah. I completely forgot that people were saying Trisha already speaks at 2x, yeah.
Right. Yeah. Well, I thought that's what, when you sent that text last night, I'm like, oh, great, I've been seeing that. Oh, you know, I was like, no, this came out like hours ago. This is breaking news. No, I don't know. She seems actually normal and like well-adjusted.
She seemed normal.
Although she did say she meditated for 5 hours without peeing, and I was like, that's weird. Like, don't blame your bladder. But
I've only been sitting here for 2 hours. I'm like,
how are you doing? Okay. Do you want to go?
No.
We have a half hour. Are you sure?
We're gonna bust this one out.
If you have to go, you should not hold it for a half hour. Okay.
I'm fine.
Anyways, so Tati, who I've just been familiar with this year, thanks to our Dramageddon series on Patreon that did very well. Everyone loved it over there. I had never gotten into Dramageddon. I was going through my own Dramageddon in 2019. I was in mental hospital. I was in and out. I was loopy doop.
The craziest thing about Trisha, and I always say this, is she, talks about how she was not involved in Dramageddon, and maybe, she genuinely believes that and doesn't remember a lot of it. She was in mental hospitals and stuff, to her defense. But it's so crazy that she says that, and, she's such a deep part of the Dramageddon, even by sister lore, because she made videos on it in real time. Obviously, she's saying she doesn't remember them, but she was a part of it.
I was just doing everything. I was hiding from my family to see if they wouldn't think I was dead.
And by the way, I do believe her when she says she doesn't remember it because of that time period in her life. But it is just ironic that, she is, one of the main people, when you look at this in a broader horizon. She was speaking on it. She was defending Shane. She was doing this. And obviously, if she says she doesn't remember, then I'll take her at her face value for it. But it always does make me side-eye when she says that.
If I'd get a text from them, and sometimes I would and sometimes I didn't. But also, it was just me. I wasn't replying, and they're probably like, that's just Trish. She never replies. It was a wild year. Then I went on tour, and then I got my Lamborghini stolen, got a house, rented it, had a ghost house in it, had a guy come stay with me, got me hooked on drugs. But then I was off of it, but I was very skinny, had blue lips. My sister came over. Everything was smashed, and alarms went off, and my dad called and like, are you alive? And I was like, I don't know. So that was my 2019, and Dramageddon was happening, so I was not paying attention. I was like,
oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, and it is true to acknowledge as well that going through severe mental issues can lead to blacking out as well.
I have no idea what's happening. But we familiarized it. Did you watch? You should have watched Dramageddon to prepare for this. Did you watch any of the Dramageddons, the Bi Sister videos, any of it? No, but I am familiar.
She said, I don't give a fuck.
And you and I can react to Dramageddon.
Okay.
I'm going to react with it to everyone. Then I'll react with it with Moses. Holly Madison said she's down.
Well, I'll be here till 10 p.m. tonight.
Yeah, let's do it, honestly, because it's fascinating. It's crazy to watch because everybody was like Team Tati, and then, you know, I'm not obviously not a James Charles fan, but I was like, okay, this whole thing is
People commenting saying the casual lore drop.
That's not how I remembered it.
What?
I
do you
thought
remember it?
everybody was Team James.
Well, not at first. She made the first video being like, James is a predator, and she literally calls him that. She goes, he hits on straight men. When then James came with her receipt and was like, this guy is gay, and admitted to it, and like sent all these texts to me and whatever. Anyways, there's a whole thing all over these gummies, right? Basically, she had her hair, and he promoted Sugar Bear hair for Coachella tickets.
Damn gummies. It always comes back to those damn gummies. I do want to try them.
At the time, he was 18. She's known him since he was 17, and she brought that up again. And I was like, okay, weird. Why are you 37 being friends? Anyways. So she went on this podcast, and you know what? Her opening story, I was like, you know, Tati's a human being, and I feel like she has gone through a lot. She talks about having a traumatic childhood and a traumatic time in her 20s, so I was like, I kind of felt for her. But I guess the main takeaway of this is, like, you know, obviously, my favorite part is Michelle Phan being like, this is like, she goes, it was so surprising to see you do Dramageddon because you're so not drama. And I was like Tati's all, it's like me being like, I'm not even drama. Like, why do people even associate with, like, Tati is drama. She started Dramageddon, right? She started it. She made.
Well, here's my thing. In Tati's defense, I don't believe that Tati is drama. I think that ultimately she became it. But I believe that, you know, Tati didn't think it was going to blow up to what it did. I think that she thought it was going to blow up, but in the beauty community. I don't think that Tati thought that it would become a staple in her career. I don't think that she is obsessed with drama. I don't think she looked at it from a dramatic point of view. I do still believe Tati in that. I believe Tati in the fact that, like, and maybe that's me being naive. Yes, Tati did start this, and she did it. And, you know, as much as she'll blame Shane or Jeffree, like, she ultimately did it. But I do believe that her intentions in this weren't to do a pipeline into drama. If I'm being honest, maybe she's drama now, but I don't think she was before it. Maybe a little bit of shit talking behind the scenes when it comes to, like, companies and stuff, but I don't think drama as we think of it.
2 videos before James Charles ever responded.
Well,
what? Who started
the
it?
thing.
What?
I think there's some puppeteering happening.
Well, that's what she's saying. She's saying that.
Which I totally, after seeing this, I could kind of see the puppeteering. There's similarities between one person in the middle of the story between 2 friends and 2 friends that you had.
Oh, I see. Okay, so you're blaming Shane. So Shane and Jeffree, she's alleging. Is that what you're saying that they told? This was kind of a bombshell, I think, that she never shared before, or maybe she did in the follow up, the 2020 video, but maybe not in these words. Basically, she was saying that she was so Dramageddon comes out 2019. She's against James Charles. Then James Charles against her. Then 2020, she flipped.
Dramageddon by Sister is going to be in history books. I hope my child is in school and they go to, you know, chapter 2019 by Sister. I want them to learn that shit.
And she's like, Shane and Jeffree were in my
the birthday dinner. I want them to be able to recite the entire thing. They need to know what happened at that goddamn birthday party.
Here, blah 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 blah. Okay, might be true. She was saying Shane and Jeffree basically was telling her, you know, before the first sister, like for their first video, was like, YouTube basically is like, we don't want any associations with James Charles. We're gonna deplatform him. So she's like, I'm gonna make this video declaring like I don't want anything to do with him. Didn't make sense because this is before all of the James Charles allegations. This is before, so it really does sound like a personal vendetta. Look, not to say they wouldn't be that way, right? Like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. But again, she's 37 years old when she makes
and
this.
And this is also a one-sided story. So this is all speculative, my opinion is.
I feel like Shane and Jeffree maybe haven't said anything about this.
They probably don't.
Well, here's my thing. Do I believe that Shane and Jeffree single-handedly were the culprits behind By Sister? No, because that's not true. Tati made the video and she posted it and she stood behind it. Do I believe that the reason she made the video was because she was being fed so much information and so overwhelmed by Shane and Jeffree creating this picture around her that she had to do it? Yes. Who does that mean is responsible? Everyone. But in the past, I have been called out for kind of, you know, being very easy on Tati, and people will be like, why are you passing all the blame? She did upload the video. So I'm very careful when I talk about it now, because I'm also acknowledging that Tati posted the video, but do I personally believe that Shane and Jeffree were the biggest pulls behind this video? Absolutely. Tati still did the video. And we can question the fact that she promoted her brand so much in it, and Jeffree Star Cosmetics was behind her. They're all to blame. They're all to blame.
Because like, hello, it was like 17 years ago.
Yeah, and true. And like, I would agree with that. Like, who cares? It's 5 years ago. And I think the majority of people think that. Also, kind of slay that she still talks about it. I'm like, go for it, girl. Write the book. Write Dramageddon in the book. Like, I would buy it. You know what I mean?
My kids will be studying it.
Like how, if you're the only one talking, right, then it just becomes like that's your truth or whatever.
Right. So, well, that's why I wanted to.
So you're like,
make clear, like, there's only one side. You've got to hear all sides of the story.
Yeah, and I don't doubt it. I don't doubt that they probably didn't like James at the time. And again, I wasn't in that group at the time. Like, truly, I wasn't. Like, 2019 is my year after the Vlog
That's
Squad.
where all, like, makeup artists were, like, the main...
Yeah.
You are not MUA.
No. Although, you know what?
Even though you
Still
tried.
not an MUA. No, but I was on the Eat Your Hollywood story about it, even though I had no idea what was happening. And I was like, yes, I'll be on this and give you my 2 cents. But I did do the deep dive. I watched all of it. But it's like, okay, you're 37, right? And so, like, I think you know what, because the whole thing was weird. The video was weird. Like,
No,
why?
for sure. Can I just tell you this? It gave me Mary Kay Letourneau vibes.
What?
No.
What?
No. Meaning,
Okay,
like,
that's
no.
a little
No.
strong. Okay.
Not in the
Explain.
sense of, like, what she was doing.
In the sense that, that's not.
Like, you know, in that one video when she got out of prison, she's like, who was the boss? Who was the boss?
Okay, my question to chat is, how do you think the responsibility falls when it comes to this? I saw someone commented and they were like, yeah, Tati, like, pulled the trigger, but Shane and Jeffree loaded the gun or something like that. I think that's a brilliant way to put it.
It was very, like, he was...
And I also think it's important to note that years later, Tati would, stand up and support James. And then if everything she knew at the start was true about him being a predator, then why would you go back in your word, even if it was just to save public face? Surely you should not want to be around that person. In the sense that...
was the one pursuing the relationship, the friendship.
That's actually so true.
And that's what I mean by, it's like, that's really weird.
That's what I've been saying. And that's what I've been saying. Because when I found all this out, and she was like admittedly being like, he was 16 when I met him, 17 when we became friends. And I was like, and you're 37? Like, truly, I'm not even 37 yet. So I was just thinking, like, this is so odd. Like, I couldn't even imagine a 17-year-old in my DMs pursuing me and be like, well, you're very persistent. I guess I'll be your...
Was Tati 37 back then or 37 now? What age is this woman? Tati Westbrook age. Tati Westbrook is 42? I thought she was in her 30s. All right, girl. She looks amazing.
I guess I'll be your mom. Like, it's just like such a weird thing.
And I'm not saying anything inappropriate happened, by the way. I'm just saying, like, the...
But we've always said this with those kind of relationships. They're inappropriate regardless if it's sexual or not because of the power imbalance of just age alone.
Because you were messaging drama channels. I'll always love saying that. Brookie B, I believe Shane and Jeffree manipulated Tati, and that is my answer. Jasmine, I think Shane and Jeffree have the most fault in theory because they fully planned to destroy James's career using Tati, but Tati herself was made an easy scapegoat. Pink Lemonade, I think all of them are definitely in the wrong, but I feel like if James never worked with Sugar Bear Hair, she would have never made by sister, so I don't think the allegations are what started it. That's also to note, like, would she have continued protecting James if she knew allegations against him, whether they were true or false, if he had not ate those damn gummy bears?
But also, she says it herself. I was more popular. He was just starting. So there's also that power imbalance. It's like Adam with Colleen with Adam McIntyre. I say this all the time. Like, just the age gap alone of a 31-year-old.
It's always a jump scare whenever I hear my name.
14 or whatever it was at the time. Like, it's just inappropriate, even if it's not sexual. You know what I mean? It's just like there's just it's this imbalance. It's not. You shouldn't have a friendship with those people. So the fact that she brought that up again and was like reiterating he was 17 pursuing me, you're absolutely right. Because I was like, why is this still so unsettling? Because like I really try to give her the benefit of the doubt.
You shouldn't even have to say anything like that.
Yeah,
and like, even when you draw attention to it, that's weird too.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, but don't you see, like, you're the adult. You were 37. Like, how do you not see, like, I don't care if he was, like, pounding your door down and being like, please be my friend. Like, you're the adult. Like, what? But she aired him out, like, from the beginning over.
Right.
And it was over vitamins. It was over vitamins, which, by the way, he promoted.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that Trisha's making this point that this did start over those damn gummy bears. So for people to be like, well, Tati had to reveal the truth. Tati was looking out for her own company. She was looking out for her own company. She was promoting her company, and that's also something that we need to acknowledge. No one is innocent in this.
He even showed, he's like, I promoted these before Sugar Bear Hair. I always did shout outs for you. Like, what? So she's saying, like, oh, I didn't want anything from James. Like, I was helping him. But meanwhile, this whole video is because he didn't promote your vitamins, because he promoted your competition's vitamins. It was so weird. I mean, so you did want something from him. Like, it wasn't a free.
Again, another great point that Trisha's bringing up. Tati focuses so much on this transactional thing. It wasn't a transactional friendship. It wasn't a transactional. But then why would this be such a big problem if he was promoting another brand? Because you didn't want him to promote your brand anyway, even though he did. Like, I sided with James a lot in this, and I think the No More Lies video from James Charles, that's going to be in history books as well. That was one of the biggest clocks of all time.
Exchange. It wasn't exchange. It wasn't like a friendship just because you were being nice. It was so bizarre, and I watched Tom again, and it made me so angry.
And also for Tati not to acknowledge that she did get things out of being James Charles's friend as well is also a little bit inaccurate. You know, Tati got fame out of the friendship. She got money. She got promotion. She got a new audience. So I do think that the way she tells the story at times is completely fabricated. I really want to watch Monsters, Inc. tonight. I've decided. I'm really sick right now, as I told you. I've decided that I want to make soup and watch Monsters, Inc. And maybe even back-to-back with Monsters University. What a beautiful night I have ahead of me.
I, like, again, never thought I'd have to defend James Charles, but, like, they really did, like, put him in such a bad position, like, painted him as, like, this, like, predator. And again, this is before everything else came out, like the Snapchats and stuff like that. But really...
Sorry, last point, and then I'll get back to the video. Should I watch Monsters, Inc. or should I watch Wreck-It Ralph? Should I watch the 2 Monsters, Inc.'s and the 2 Wreck-It Ralphs? I just remember Colleen's in Wreck-It Ralph. Let me know.
Really was saying basically he was like gay and knew this guy was straight and was like, you know, being inappropriate with him when that wasn't the case, and he showed the exchange and the guy was consenting back.
Sucking dick and cock, and you did it at my birthday dinner.
Was like, oh, I was so shy to say hi to you, and they hung out at the hotel, like all that stuff like that. But still, you're 37 trying to drag this, you know.
Love how she said drag.
And I, like, again, never thought I'd have to defend James Charles, but, like, they really did, like, put him in such a bad position, like, painted him as, like, this, like, predator. And again, this is before everything else came out, like the Snapchats and stuff like that. But really was saying basically he was, like, gay and knew this guy was straight and was, like, you know, being inappropriate with him when that wasn't the case, and he showed the exchange and the guy was consenting back, was like, oh, I was so shy to say hi to you, and they hung out at the hotel, like all that stuff like that. But still, you're 37 trying to drag this.
Love how she says that.
You know,
it's like how she says bag, big.
17-year-old, now 18-year-old down because once again he's not promoting your vitamins. Like, it's so wild. It was the craziest thing, but also painting him to be a predator. And she's like, at my birthday dinner, and in this podcast with Michelle Phan, she's like, you know what? Haven't celebrated my birthday since. And I was like,
oh my God.
Girl, what? Like,
I'm like, first of all, I don't even celebrate my birthday, and I'm only 31, so calm down.
Nobody does.
Who needs a birthday party when you're this old, okay?
And that's coming from people who are in their 30s.
Right.
Like, we're there. It's like, she's like, I haven't celebrated a birthday since. And I was like,
I'm like, oh, boo-hoo.
Yeah, also, nobody needed to know this. You put out all this information. You put out the first video, you put out the second video, and only in a second.
Me, on the other hand, I love a birthday party. I love attending birthday parties. I love throwing birthday parties. Any excuse. Anyone could invite me to a birthday party. I'm there. I love a birthday party.
Second video was like, I just want this all to go away. I'm like, but you started this. Like, I hate when people are like, yeah, I want it to all go away. You know how you make something all go away? Stop talking about it.
Right.
Don't talk about it.
Someone said, Roxanne said, but wasn't Trisha dragging James on the H3 when she did Frenemies? Well, here's the thing. Adam McIntyre famously anti-James Charles. But when it comes to Bi Sister, for the most part, I can acknowledge that at that time period, I think for a big portion of that, he was done very wrong. I think that a lot of adults lied about him profusely. And I think it's really unfortunate that James Charles ended up becoming exactly what he was accused of. You know what I mean? We had the guys that were, being thrown into the bi-sister thing coming out and saying that James didn't, act that way with them or whatever, defending him. It's unfortunate that years later, he would almost become the monster. So what if he's a monster? That people implied he was, which is always something that I just don't get. Like, that is the most confusing thing to me. I'm like, do I believe at that time period during bi-sister, and I'm going to be dead honest with you, do I believe that James Charles was a predator? No, I don't. I think he was an egotistical kid who didn't respect the fact that maybe he shouldn't get everything he wants. And that sometimes came with the way he would text boys and stuff like that. But ultimately, the boys came forward saying that what was said wasn't actually the truth or whatever it was in the No More Lies video. They ended up saying that James didn't force them and stuff. And then I'm like, why years later have all these stories came true with new people? I'm like, what? Like, number one, you wouldn't want to, this is going to sound so stupid, but I'm dumbing this down for myself and just so I get my point across. Number one, you wouldn't want to be a predator in the first place. Point blank, period. Number two, if you've been falsely accused of being a predator, wouldn't you even more so not want, like, no one wants to be a predator at all. No one should be a predator, but that's a given. If you've already massively been accused of one, what?
And she's like, I just really felt I needed to distance myself because, according to her, like, James and Shane were in my ear, these powerful people, and I was like, I should distance myself. And I was just like, nothing even happened. It's the weirdest thing. It's the weirdest logic. It's like, I've been told something about you, so I'm going to get ahead of it and just distance myself from you. It was the weirdest
what
logic.
What rumors was she talking about that Jeffrey had heard?
I think it was,
her?
I think it was the YouTube wanting to, like, it was going to deplatform him. She's like, oh, YouTube was going to cut ties with him, so she wanted to get ahead of it. Was there something else?
No, there's rumor mills that happened about her. And I'm like, what did she do?
Oh, right. She's like, oh, yeah, they were telling me that they were hearing. Yeah, right. When she talks about first meeting Jeffrey with Laura Lee at Cheesecake Factory. And he's like, I've been hearing things about you. Yeah, I didn't really get that either. I was just kind of like, I don't know. I guess that people were talking bad about her. I don't know. I was like, maybe James, so she was already implying that he was already talking about you. Again, it's an 18-year-old. This is why you're not friends with 18-year-olds. 18-year-olds are going to talk about you. Like, what? Like, I don't know if James did, but I would just assume if I meet an 18-year-old, they're going to gossip and talk.
I think that's also a great point. If I kind of don't think about James Charles in the last couple years and all the things he's been accused of, like, if I try to stick it to the bi-sister time period, if you at like 30-something are befriending 18-year-olds and hating them for acting like 18-year-olds, maybe you're the one that's just stupid. Like, when I think back on it now, I'm like, oh my God, James Charles was nearly ran off the internet for being a little shit and talking shit. Because these adults were like, oh my God, he's talking shit. And then I'm like, he was 18. I would hope he was talking shit. It's a part of life. Like, yeah, you're so mature because you're all nearly 40. But ironically, y'all were the ones that weren't even mature. It's such a great point from Trisha. Maybe don't befriend 18-year-olds. If you don't want someone that acts like they're 18, maybe don't, hang around schools looking for your next friend because they're within that age bracket.
Can be immature because they're 18 or 17, which is even crazier.
Well, this is why I think that.
Hi, Rachel.
Because, like, why would you? Even if this is true, I don't know everyone else's side, but if he said that the very first time they met, like, okay, well, thank you, this guy's got my back. You've got it already, like, this guy's on my side, whatever.
You're talking about Jeffrey.
Jeffrey's on Tati's side, yes.
But I wouldn't think that if I was friends with someone and, like, when people told me Shane would talk to me, I was like, that would never happen. Like, what? Like, people I didn't know, like Gabby Hanna, or people I didn't know would be like, oh, Shane talks so much to you. And I was like, absolutely not. He would never do that, right? Like, wouldn't your first thing be like, okay, James is my friend. You're not. I'm not going to listen to you. So why would she just take that as fact? Oh, really? Like, if someone's
because
like,
I guess there was a co-signer, Laura there, and
yeah, but if I someone
Laura Lee being the beacon of truth is crazy.
Just met was like, oh, like Callie's a piece of crap or something, and I'd be like, okay, well, I know Callie, you don't, so
maybe she wanted to step up in the beauty industry because Jeffree at the time was like blowing up.
I think there is a lot to do with that, right? And I think everyone probably was just jealous. I don't know, I'm not in the beauty industry like that, but seemed to be really like catty and cutthroat and all stuff like that. And he was rising, and there may be something to it. And obviously, when he promoted.
Also, that's a great point. You know, Taddy does open up about being nervous to meet Jeffree, but ultimately, why would she go ahead with meeting him? You know, she knew that Jeffree was going to be there before she showed up. She said she felt a little bit uncomfortable with the fact he was going to be there because she was scared of him, but she went to that dinner knowing that it was going to be a dinner with Jeffree, which does kind of imply that she wanted to start a friendship with Jeffree, or she wanted something out of, you know, meeting Jeffree. That's how these people in the industry work. It's networking. So her story about, you know, everyone using her, she was also in the industry of using people.
Right here, she like lost her. Again, I can't fathom that because again, at 36, like the only equivalent I could be is if like Oscar was like a co-host on Canceled or co-host on Impulsive, and it's like, but I wouldn't give a I wouldn't be like, wow, how dare you give them views with your title? Like, okay, that's fine. I don't know. Like, it's like you're 37. Like, why do you care? Like, you have a large following thanks to James. You know what I mean? It's like, it's so
he's the one that blew up.
Even like Tana, if she's like hanging around other podcasters, other people, I don't care. And she's helped me so much. Like, I couldn't care less if she helped someone else. Help other people. Like, who cares? It's so, and it doesn't hurt me.
But also,
you know?
Tati, did you have any Coachella tickets for him? No, you did not.
Didn't. No,
yes,
you
did.
Go.
Sugar Bear Hair did.
Oh, absolutely. I would do the same thing. I'd be like, yeah.
Callie's low-key clocking.
Competing, like, sorry, Bangin' Buns, I'm going with Dave's Hot Chicken if they're getting me into Coachella, if I like Coachella. Maybe Donny Osmond, you know what I mean? If they want to get me in Donny Osmond, yes, Natural Hot, I'm going to promote you. But it's...
And also the main thing that Taddy kept saying is like, no way this brand just have tickets waiting around for people, as if brands don't literally do that. So I do think as well that while I can say that Taddy was, in my opinion, at times a victim of this, I believe as well that, like, she had her motives.
So, and you know, Bangin' Buns won't give a Bangin' Buns would not care. Like, whatever.
Yeah, we get
like,
it.
You gave us...
We don't have that poll.
You know why? Because I've also promoted Bangin' Buns, which James Charles did too. So this is really that situation. It's honestly Bangin' Buns versus Dave's Hot Chicken. And I've been promoting Bangin' Buns, but they would get it if I start promoting Dave's Hot Chicken for Coachella tickets. But it's just wild, again, how it's fine to talk...
If you ever get the chance, there's a 7-hour deep dive on Nikocado Avocado. Wow. Who made that? iNabber. Oh, I love iNabber, but there's no amount of money you could pay me to watch 7 hours of deep diving Nikocado Avocado. I don't find him that interesting. I love iNabber. I'm not saying him. I'm saying Nikocado. What is there to deep dive for that amount of time? I guess drama and stuff. Whatever.
Talk about things if you want, like whatever, that's your story. Because I'm gonna say my truth, but I think the constant like victimizing, right? Like you had a large deal in this. Like you started this. You started the video. Like there's literally you tried to take James down. He debunked a lot of stuff. You said you were scared for his life. In Dramageddon, she was like, "Oh, he was on top of a hotel, and I was really scared he was gonna hurt himself." I'm like, "So you posted?"
And you still did it.
I called Shane, and he said, "Don't worry, he's too much of a narcissist." Allegedly, she said this. He's too much of a narcissist. He would never do it. So she's like, "Okay, I'll post the videos." I'm like, if you even thought someone might hurt themselves, someone that's your friend, why would you still post the video? Like it doesn't make any sense. And they did all this before James did anything. James was reaching out to them. James is like at 18 being like, can we stop? Can we talk? They're ignoring him until finally he gets his all ducks in a row. And then guess what? They're like, can we talk about this offline? And then everyone's like, you know what? I'm over this drama. I don't want to talk about it. It's like, but you started it. So you can't say like, I'm not about the drama. I just want my truth out there when there was no truth in it. And you just wanted the drama and you just wanted to.
Well, that's what was interesting to me too, is that she brought up how many views it got, and she's like, I never thought it would get 50 million views.
Like, that's a yes.
I thought maybe 4 million. I'm like, okay.
She was analyzing.
That's crazy.
It's crazy. And you know what? All those sales went up. Oscar bought it. He said he bought her. I don't even know what it was called. What is it? Oh,
all
Halo.
I know is
Halo
Sugar
Beauty.
I just know Sugar Bear Hair.
Same.
No,
I don't think they're around
shade,
either.
sorry.
But Halo Beauty like went up. You know, so it's like it obviously was for a reason.
I also wonder how many sales Halo Beauty got because of My Sister. Keep in mind that, yeah, she made money on the video, I assume, but also she made a lot of money of people buying the product.
The relationship with James was transactional, meaning like you wanted him to promote for you, and once he didn't, you threw him under the bus. And this is someone that you said called you mom, and you looked at him like a son, which is also very strange and weird. But it's like, what? Why would you do that? And then she was like, called his mom, and I was like,
I always thought that was really weird, especially whenever Trisha would be like, he would call me mom, and like I'm like, I don't know if that's a defense, honey.
take him. He's all yours now. I'm like, you are so
That was not very
weird,
mom-like of you.
So weird.
Throw your son under the bus.
And all speculation and all this stuff. Like the guy that he was like flirting with at the thing ended up being bisexual. Like he ended up hanging out with James. Like so, all this stuff for what? For what reason? It was so weird. And then she comes back in 2020. This is all the drama we had in with about the Jeffrey, and she goes, we should all just, Jeffrey's gonna make a list of people, and we should all get.
That's one thing I always wanted to know what would happen with. She did do that. She literally was like, we've got to learn to be more forgiving because Jeffrey is going to start exposing things. And then Jeffrey came out with the most perfect response to that and was like, I'm not like that. Even though we know that Jeffrey is, he was able to use Taddy's words against her and kind of make her look crazy a little bit. He was like, I'm not like that. I would never do that. And Taddy had built up this, like, everyone needs to be on high guard. I think it was one of the funniest things. Jeffrey had the opportunity to do something really funny, and he did it.
Get them grace because like it could be lied. So I think she was like thinking like she was gonna get blackmailed. Well, Jeffrey, no list came out. I think she was going through a lot. I think I get it. I get that she was like maybe going through an episode or something like that. But also just it's wild to see on a podcast. But you should always know if someone has zero blame in a situation. If they take zero blame, you're getting really like 10% of the story. Like you're getting such a little part of the story. Right?
Would you say 5%?
You tell my stories, and not to say right. There's always 3 sides, but when I do tell a story, I do like to be like, I'm also at fault, right? Like I try to say my faults in situations so you can also hear like the full story as much as I can paint the picture. But when
the thing is, I don't know if hair gummies and skin gummies and shit like that work. I take hair gummies and I take skin gummies. And let me tell you something. The only reason I take them is because I like the flavor of them. And something nice to eat first in the morning. Do I think they do anything? Absolutely not. Do I enjoy the fruity flavor?
She takes zero accountability. Like, yeah, he was young. Maybe I probably shouldn't have like.
Has anyone been seeing the videos of in the zoo, the pointing? I've been doing it so often, where it's like getting the people here at the zoo to like show things that are in their bag, and it's going like this. I think it's so fucking funny. Sorry, it's just my head right now.
Or like, engage with him.
And she never, right. Like, do your collab too. If you want to create content together, have the parents there, whatever.
Yeah.
But make your little makeup video and then leave.
Yeah, not invite him to your birthday party and hang out and have him do your makeup at your wedding. Like, doing all this, intimate, stuff.
Someone said, what's the 5% lore? The 5% lore is that Trisha's sister, who's sitting here, had said that Ethan gets that 5%. When it comes to frenemies or something like that.
With you as an adult is like strange, especially when you are married. It's like it gives me again.
I mean, it's one thing if you want to hire him to do your makeup, that's fine, whatever.
No, for sure, yeah. No, there are like boundaries.
I'm so glad you all know that.
There because she was like, he was at our house, he was at my birthday dinner.
You all continue to inspire me with how chronically online you're all. I love it. I love having such a chronically online audience because I'm also chronically online.
All this stuff like that.
God bless you all.
Open up about stuff and she kind of just used it all against him, like all the stuff he opened up about, which made me kind of sad for James and then her husband and her basically James made the first video apologizing to Tati and James, her husband, and I was like, this is also very strange. Like, why are you apologizing? And it was just like a lot. And then he said I shouldn't have apologized. I was just like scared and all this stuff like that. But the Michelle one was wild. The interview was wild because it's her first podcast, and I was like. The stuff she talked about, I was like, girl, and she has like an inspiring story, so I think she could have like left it at that, or she could at least taken part and be like, you know what, I was the drama. I was part of the drama too. And it's like
Could you imagine Tati went on the podcast and started speaking like Nikocado Avocado? You're all ants. This has been a social experiment.
Said, she regretted having the birthday dinner. She didn't regret the video. She said she regretted having that birthday dinner. She goes, I do regret having it. I wish I could go back in time.
Made him so much money off that video. If I put that out, I wouldn't be mad about it.
I would have done like 10 ads. Yeah, I wonder if she did all that back then. She was like, you remember how like beautiful she was too? She was beautiful. She had her tan, she had her thing, and she like, you guys, like she was skinny in a good way. I say that as a compliment. Her knee, she was just like hugging her knee. I don't know how people can do that, like hug their knee like this and make it look so effortless. I can't. But it's belly and thigh getting in the way. But she did look so beautiful. Everything. There's just no way.
One thing about Tati is she is gorgeous.
I wanted to make sure.
That's my Tati.
Hey guys.
She literally had both of her knees up, and they were put together, and they were so.
I love when people listen. Brookie B said, "I'll not be pulled on stage for Adam's tour because I don't know the 5% lore. Therefore, I do not meet the chronically online qualifications." If you do not know what Brookie B is talking about, I pretty much confirmed that I'm going to be announcing a couple shows very soon. I think I don't know if these are confirmed, but like LA, New York, Chicago, maybe Seattle, maybe Texas, something like that, right? And a part of the show is going to be I'm going to bring a bunch of people from the audience on, and you have to be chronically online. And I'm going to ask like deep lore, chronically online things. And I'm very excited for it. So keep an eye out, and also keep chronically online. Because if I was to do that right now, one of the questions would be about what is the significance of me doing this?
Yeah, I was like,
I'm so excited.
Video?
Yeah.
Like I said,
So,
I've only seen the
polish.
thumbnail.
She looked great, and she was crushing it. But I had more notes on this too. But that was, I guess she said she did regret making the video. Maybe she wished she could go back. But
also, like all the stuff we're saying, it's really about that moment in time when we're talking about James. Just that in that.
Is that a Just Trish Barbie? You can't see it right here.
Because since then he
wow.
himself ruined it completely, and
yeah.
But it's just because sometimes people think we are defending him. I'm like, no, it's just this moment in time was
I think
problematic.
there's always two things that can be right. I always say this, like the Drake Bell situation. Like, yes, you can be a victim, and you can also be a perpetrator. You can also be someone, like, it's like a cycle thing, right? Like, you can have bad stuff happen to you. You know what I mean? But you could also be a bad person. But so it's like me standing up for this one wrong. And the reason I talk about it is because I think there are so many like young people out there that would want to befriend their favorite YouTuber, right? Even me, right? There's probably like, we meet young girls all the time, like 16, 17-year-old girls. And it's like, I never like engage or follow up too much. Like they'll be like, oh, come to my house for dinner, or, come to like our prom or something. And it's like, again, it's like all innocent and nice.
Oscar gave it to her?
It's just that like line that you like just shouldn't cross, because you don't want to give people false hope. You don't want to have, even with my fans that are like early 20s, I always feel bad when it's like, I'm really nice to them, right? And then it's like they come out to California and like I can't hang out or don't want to hang out. And then it's like I feel bad, and I get it because I was also that person. And so I think I just repeatedly say this because it's just like not really like a great dynamic to be a part of, because it's just without anyone even purposely trying this, it's like a bad power imbalance, like between the age gap alone, right? You just think the older person knows more, but then also when there's more followers, if Tati was established before James, and there's already that like weird power imbalance there. And of course people can be manipulated. So it was ironic. Tati's like, I felt manipulated when she was the oldest one in this. Not to say you can't be manipulated by someone younger, but you should also be able to like say like, oh, maybe I don't need to make a video because nothing about James was out already. You know what I mean?
Right.
She's like, I was just trying to get ahead of it, but also like share all the details.
That's what I'm saying. Callie said a good point. Get ahead of what? Tati keeps saying I need to get ahead of it, but ultimately she was the only one that was doing it, so she was getting ahead of herself.
Right. That nothing happened. YouTube never deplatformed, and there was never talks about that. I was so confused by it, and I'm like, Tati,
I think I need to know more of the backstory, because I really don't. I'm not very.
Callie looks beautiful.
Me and my sister. It takes. We did it in increments. So we watched like the first video. It's like 40 minutes. So we would just have to do it. Thoughts on the Tati? I didn't really get to ask you. I guess you need to do more.
I need to do more research. I'm just telling you face value what I saw.
You think
I gave
you
my
blame
little...
Shane and Jeffrey?
I didn't say that. I said it feels like from her story there's some puppeteering happening.
But again, I think
I don't know why there would be. What would be the reason that Jeffrey and Shane would want to take down?
I guess because they're just popular. They had their.
I was about to say the palette was coming out at the same time. If you literally watch the conspiracy series, there's a part in it when they are literally saying, like, we're going to release our palette in November. Do you have anything? And Morphe are like the James Charles re-release. So they had a reason to take him down, And
he had his palette that was doing really well with Morphe.
So that's what I was saying. That's what I had down on my notes. I said, do influencers go into friendships and like get all this tea just to like have that viral moment?
Yeah, I think that's why it was like so toxic, right? Is like everyone, it's like, especially the beauty community, everyone's kind of like using each other, but also like manipulating each other. Because truly, when I
felt like that whole era of YouTube, like you were never makeup, you were more like content creator, whatever.
It was just a mess.
And I just felt like it was very cliquey. The whole
beauty
MUA
community will tell you that. I think Jacqueline Hill's been doing podcasts too, and she's been talking about how like cliquey and awful it was, and yeah, the beauty community sounds horrible. And they're frightening. And
No
I'm kind of glad.
offense.
Yeah. Michaela's just doing it single-handedly by herself. She's like, F y'all, I'm doing this myself. I'm having my Dunkin'
Well, she
Donuts.
came in after the game.
Yeah, and she's
I'm
just
talking about when it was like hot. Like
no, it was crazy. They were supposed to have like a reality show. Like it was supposed to be this whole thing. They were the original. Mormon
Oh, that's right.
wives.
Whatever happened to that?
Nothing came to be. I know it was all messy.
All right. Well, we'll leave it at that. I guess my main thing here is this concept of like, is Taddy being truthful when she is talking about the fact that she didn't want to get anything out of this or she didn't expect anything? I'm going to be honest. I think both are true at the same time. I think that she didn't expect it to blow up, but I also believe that she knew she was going to get something out of it, which is why she was promoting her brand. All right. We will leave it there. I really enjoyed the vibe of Trisha and her sister. I really, really, really enjoyed the vibe of that. Callie's gorgeous too. All right. We'll leave it there. Hello, everyone. That is her sister. All right. One final reminder about the Muckers Finsta. It's pinned in the chat. I will accept more people right after hopping off live. I see that there's 73 people right now that need to get added onto it. I will do that. Last little warning. Yeah, please like the stream if you enjoyed the stream. I am going to head off now. It has been so much fun. I really enjoyed this this stream. Please like the video before you go. Please like the stream. There's almost 6,000 of you watching right now. And there was over 6,000 at one time, which is amazing. And there's like a quarter of that in likes. So please consider it. It'll be big boost and big help of the channel. I appreciate you all being here. Moderators, you went through hell. I'm back today. Thank you so fucking much. I did see Tay's new selfie. It is incredibly sexy. Moderators, you've been amazing. You held down the fort. I appreciate it. Chat, I appreciate you waiting here, whether there was one topic you wanted to see or all of them. I appreciate you standing out and sticking it out. I appreciate that. I'm going to know more about the tour very soon, so please keep excited, I guess. And yeah, I'll see you very soon. Thank you so much, everyone, again, for being here. And please like the stream. Please comment. Or hello, please go follow the Finsta if you want, and just have a great night. I'm gonna go watch a movie, eat some soup, and try to feel better by the morning. But I appreciate you being here. All right,